as the room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit the like, share this content, let a friend or that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Give me a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. Come on, baby. The name. It's Law Nation.
Read it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here.
Come on.
Or should I say, I am.
Come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation groove? Yeah. Come on. Who running? Who running? We on it. Let's get it. Right. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Come on. Stand tall or not at all.
What more do you want from me?
Come on with it, baby. Where my dogs at? Come on with it. Shout out to Notification Squad. What we got, baby? Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on. Let's get it. Let's go. Yeah. All right. Come on. Let's go, baby. All right, enough, baby. I hope all is well. I hope you guys are having a splendid day. Give me a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. Give me 1 in the chat if the visuals is okay, and we're going to talk about it. This may be a long episode. That's why I'm a little early. I normally try to go live between 1 and 3-ish, but I'm here a little bit early. I've been early 2 days, and I was waiting for my guy Sky Walker to go live. I didn't see him live earlier this morning, so hope all is well with my brother from another mother. But if you are in the Dallas area, you know we've been hit with all types of rain and crazy treacherous weather here, and it's just been crazy, man. Internet be on and off and on, so I get in where I fit in at, right? So and that just a little news there. Also shout out to Pat No Seawalker. He released a semi-schedule for Oxnard, right? And I've been having this campaign, if you guys want to help me get there so that you guys can get some insights that I bring to the table. Hit the Cash Apps up, hit the link that's scrolling down at the bottom, and on top of that, check out the description box, man, for all of that information to help support the nation and be a sponsor. The trip to Oxnard is believed to be on July the 22nd. So give or take, they're going to finish up on August the 22nd. So I'm not trying to be there from July the 22nd to the August 22nd. But if there's somebody that's willing to pour upon a blessing that we willing to receive, I'm there. But neither here nor there. Ladies and gentlemen, to the news at hand, since this may be I'm talking about this episode may be longer than Shaq Feet, because we got the presser. And of course, let me just throw this out there. There was a no-show to see Dangerous Lamb. I'm putting that out there so those who want to know about that, you got it. Okay, let me know if you guys can hear audio. Can you see Mike McCarthy there? Appreciate him. Let's listen to what they got to say.
Just to hear the stories being told about him, last day and a half. It's been really cool. We actually had a video and honored him today in our team meetings, how we started. So I just want to make sure I had an opportunity to speak on the passing of Larry Allen. So with that, I'll take your questions, David.
Before we go a little bit further into this, man, let's get a moment of silence for the great legend, Larry Allen. Most certainly, man. That's my guy right there. We were very emotional yesterday, and, you know, it's very troubling news to hear of the young man, Larry Allen, you know, at the age of 52. You know, that's why I said life is short, but time is shorter, you know, because at the end of the day, that's gone too soon, right? And we hope all is well to the Allen's family, and we praying that these guys and the family members can just, you know, just make it and pull through it, right? Sanjay says there should be DAC tax on all new contracts, 5%. No doubt, man, no doubt.
Maybe more Dallas Morning News.
DAX tax, 5%.
CeeDee's status, and have you had any conversations with him or expect him here to see him before?
CeeDee's not here today, so. And I'll tell you what, you guys do such a hell of a job with
Get him, Mike.
So I'll make sure you have some work to do at practice. So
Get him.
that's your one for the day. Okay, we'll see how good you are. So.
Clarence, what's different between OTAs and minicamp? What will you be doing differently? How would it look differently at all?
The rules are the same, you know, as far as the, you know, how you can practice and what you can do. The only thing we're going to do differently is we're going to have the helmets on for periods 1 and 2. Other than that, the structure of what you saw in the OTAs will be very, very similar. You know, it's you know, today and tomorrow will really complete the install phase for us. You know, and as I've always stated, the most important part of these off-season program sessions is connecting the young players with the old players. So that's really what I'm focused on, to make sure that we get all the different things that they see at this point. These are heavy installs. There's a little more moving parts to 7 and 8. 5, 6, 7, 8 are challenging. So we just really want to maximize this time with the rookies and our veterans. So that's what we want to get done this week.
I like the way he broke it down. Like, these are heavy installs. You know, these are things that we are trying to do to get ahead. I can only imagine from the defensive perspective, these are even heavier installs, because you're trying to learn personality. You're trying to develop a new situation and scheme. And there's differences between, you know, going into a system that you already know than going into a system that you don't know, right? We can read a blueprint all day on a building, but until you walk through that building, you still don't know that building, right? You know, so just because you got experiences on reading a blueprint don't mean that you know how to walk around in someone's house. So that's my best way, or giving you guys the analogy of what they talking about as far as install. Now, for someone, I saw your comment that said, hey, did Micah Parsons show up? Yeah, Micah Parsons was in practice, or he's going to it because it's live right now. He's going to practice or what have you. And here's the craziest part of it. Nobody is going to give you the same heat of you being there juxtaposed to you not being there, right? You know, OTA is voluntary, you know. Everybody giving heat. You know, Parsons should be there. Now he's here. Where's that heat at? You know, where's that heat of him being there? That's the craziest thing. Let's listen to more what they have to say.
Getting back to CeeDee for a second. I know you've always talked about your respect people handling their business. Does the fact that your offense is the same make it easier for him to miss OTAs and minicamp because he's already kind of abreast of what you guys did last year?
Well, I think when you talk about veteran players, you know, every offseason program that I've been a part of, I mean, the veteran players, you know, some guys have a workout bonus of 85%. So, I mean, all these things are factored into the planning of the off-season program, because at the end of the day, it's about connecting the young players to the veteran group. That's always been the number one goal for my approach, how the training, how the teaching, everything's set up. So, you have veteran players that may miss or not miss, but they're all engaged. Every one of our players, we've had an incredible off-season program. I mean, the engagement has been 100%. Yeah. But the quality of work, within the realm that we can practice in and work in, I feel great about it. And I think we can have an excellent day today and tomorrow. I mean, it'll be, we definitely would be above the line of what we're trying to accomplish. So, yeah, so CeeDee and all those types of situations, he's in a business situation, everybody's engaged. And I have no qualms or don't lack no confidence as far as, our vets being ready. My focus is, because, right now the younger players are passing the written part of it. They're able to get through the walkthrough, and, but let's be honest, we're not going to really know until we get to training camp and see them really go full speed, put pads on and things like that. So, I mean, it's always been about crossing thresholds of your teaching program and so forth. So, yeah, for all the veteran players, they've been engaged, and we'll be in a great spot. It's really about.
Even though it sounds like a lot of gibberish, but he's saying a lot, he used a lot of words to say that, hey, man, I love the engagements of our veteran players. Even those that's here, we still wouldn't know until we absolutely out there in Oxnard, basically, and that will be on July the 22nd and 23rd or what have you. And that's basically what he's saying in short, But I would tell you guys that, yes, this should be an uptick to those who looking to fight for that second wide receiver spot or that third wide receiver spot. And we looking for Kevontae Turpin. We looking for Jalen Tolbert. We looking for Jalen Brooks. We looking for any Jalen Monroe Crawford. We got Ryan Flo. We looking for those boys to stand tall, and Crooms and all of those guys. Here's the thing: you can be the MVP of OTAs, this mini training camp or mandatory camp now, right? And then by the time like the second week of Oxnard, when they put those pads on, they be like, "Hey, what happened to you, man?" Because I'm old enough to remember, the Reggie Davises of the worlds, right? So I believe he had one guy named AJ, I forgot his last name, Jones or something, man. He was catching everything. They put 81 on him. We were calling him Baby T.O. And then the pads came on, All of that size and all of that other stuff went out the window. So this goes to installment. This goes to the situation of how can I win the coaches over? Can I retain the information, right? Like my guy that's in the chat, Sanjay, he's a big Wheat fan, right? Wheat right now and all of the other edge rushers that's on this team, everybody's starting at zero. Everybody's starting at zero. And they can win favors from the coaches now and get more and more reps, more and more opportunities. And just right, Sean D, and shout out to you, Sadiq. Appreciate you. C. Brown in the house. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Young guys.
Mike Todorch with ESPN. How has CeeDee been engaged away from there? Has it been similar meetings that you guys have had with Micah and things like that?
Oh, and salute to Amsterdam 78. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. I believe you are on one of the Trovo app or the Kick app. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to you, my dog.
He's been engaged. I can just tell you that. He's been engaged. And then that's my word for the day. I said it 6 times. So engaged. So.
And with Micah, do you expect him to jump in and do everything as if you've been around?
He's engaged also.
Yeah,
so.
Get him, coach.
What the hell? You're not going to practice today or what?
Get him.
Lunch date or what?
You expect him to do?
Well, check him out. Yeah, check him out.
Mike, what is the next step for CeeDee? You don't talk about players taking like a second-year jump. What is the next thing for a guy that's produced the way he has?
Boy, he's played at such a high level. I mean, just really maintaining the standard, and what a standard he established last year. So, I think just playing to the standard that he's created, and and we all have a responsibility too to make sure those opportunities are in place, but also boy, what opportunities it creates for others because of the standard that he's established.
And then back to Larry Allen, do you have an interaction, something you saw or heard from another player or coach that will always stand out to you about Larry?
Yeah, everybody always just talked about his power, and then like just seeing the video, and even Mike Zimmer shared some personal thoughts on him too, because Mike and Greg Ellis were both with Larry back in the '90s and the early 2000s. So you see the videos of the bench press and so forth, and the clip against the I think it was against the Saints, I think it was Sunday or Monday Night Football where he runs down to potential pick six. So you see those things, and that's what I remember about him. But to hear them talk about him, and had the one clip of I think it was 700 pounds on a bench press, and I think it might have been, was it Rocket Ismail or something? I mean, like he jumps on his chest, he doesn't even have the thing racked yet. You're like, did that just happen?
Yeah.
So for as impressive as he was with his strength, but Mike had a really cool perspective on him, and I thought it was important for him to share with the players. So just very, very well respected here in the building.
No doubt, man. Shout out to you, Marcus Wynn. Thank you. He says subscribe to the law. Subscribe. It's the law. Appreciate you, man. Put 7-3 in the chat for me. Put 7-3 in the chat for me if possible. 7-3. Let's see if we can fill up the chat room with 7-3 in the chat, man. 7-3 in the chat. 7-3 in the chat. Let's see it. Shout out to you, Sean D. Appreciate you. Lopez, appreciate you, man. Littles, appreciate you for the 73. Thomas Shelby, appreciate you. Marcus Wynn, Def King, 55, appreciate you, man. Shout out to everyone. Chris, Common Sense, Jacoby Taylor, appreciate you. Brian, you know what I'm doing right now? The 3-letter, the 4-letter network would never shot you guys out. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be as engagement as possible, keep as much engagement as possible. But shout out to you, Walt Dog. Appreciate you. And my auntie, I see you, 73. Talk Your Talk Media. Appreciate you, 73. Sanjay, 73, man. Appreciate you. Zach Savage, man. Yesterday was a very, very, very strange day of hearing the news and seeing the playmaker respond, seeing Troy Aikman respond, and ultimately visually seeing the greatest 22 to ever wear the game, to play this game, Emmitt Smith responding. People, life is short, and just hearing the positive reviews of 73, Larry Allen is everything. Even me and my brother share a same love for Larry Allen. He hit me up and he was distraught about it, because Larry Allen, he played for the 41ers as well, So it is what it is. But we'll forever know him as the 73 for the Cowboys, man. And just listening into how people gravitate to Big LA, and for him to people come out straight up and say, hey, man, he by far one of the greatest guards to ever play this game, So that's dope. Let's go. Let's listen to more of what he had to say.
All right, let's get Patrick engaged.
That's the word. It is. Hey, Coach.
Coachable.
So, obviously, every rookie class is different, and like you said, you guys have a lot more to come. 4 weeks in training camp, preseason, all that. But you've now had
shout out to you, Devon.
Training camp, OTAs. What stands out most about this class to you?
Well, I think like anything, you're looking for that first impression. They definitely have established that.
Gomez, appreciate
you come in here on the weekends and you see them in here doing the extra. So and they've done it every weekend too. So no one's fading away. So
salute, Zach.
Those are the things I look for. And then obviously the interaction with the coaches. We have the young guy meetings always. At the end of the day, just to make sure they're engaged. So feel really good about the learning, their ability to communicate, taking really good. Done really good in the walkthroughs and the extra things that we've done. So they've been engaged very well. But they've done a really good job. So and that's why I want to see how they handle these last two. And we have some other things we'll challenge them with too this week. But yeah, I mean it's you always say, oh, this is the best draft class we've ever had. I'll just say this: we haven't had one at this point. We haven't had a class that's better than this class. That's for sure.
Real quick follow-up.
Hey. Is that cap or no cap? He's talking very glowingly of this draft class. Do you think that he had more input in this draft one because we heard from the last draft class, it was him that said, "Give me Schoonmaker and them," you know. So I'm like I said, I gave this draft class a B+. Now Mike McCarthy said that one of the best draft class he have right now. So I can't wait. I really can't wait to see this draft class though, because every single thing that we asked, they did. You know, we talked about we need another offensive lineman. They went and got 2 of them. Or 3 of them, right? They got 3 of them. And then they got a guy that's undrafted. So if we talked about, hey, we going to have to find their edge rusher replacement. They didn't get no scrawny guy, man. They got a dude like 270-something. Marshawn Nealon, shoot, them knees, man, they going to get at you. And then we got the linebacker, you know, kamikaze type of the approach. You know, he come with everything. So it do have potentials. I have to see it, though, Mike. Yeah. And I hope that people understand that ultimately Mike McCarthy, predicated to what he do this season, he may just be the best coach we had since Jimmy Johnson. Predicated upon what he do this season. Now, granted, Switzer, he did get us a ring or what have you, but we all know, right? And Parcells flipped that thing around from 5-11, 5-11, 5-11. But you probably going to have to give Mike McCarthy a round of applause, you know. But he got to finish out this season. And we need to make a deep run. We do. We absolutely need to make a deep run. And I'm greedy. I don't want just a deep run. Y'all know what I want, right? You know, hey, I'm talking about more than this right here. I want something more than.
Please come home.
Come on.
I got beans and bologna.
I want more than beans and bologna, though. But I want us to come home, and I'm willing to see how this team is going to look at what the Mavs going to do, right? Because the Mavs can really get this momentum swinging for us. Because now, if the Mavs take out the Boston, now we're talking about stuff that's beyond football, that's here in the city of Dallas. Yeah. But Erica says, hey, we must make a deep run. I would eat a buffet. I don't eat Golden Corral. Shout out to my guy, Vacha Lombardi. But I will pull up on Golden Corral. You know, Corral, however you say it. Yeah, I'll be there. How
does Guyton and BB look in their transition?
Good, very good. I mean, these guys are totally on point. Because you look for the mental part of it. More is this the first hurdle you got to get over. So, they picked it up really good. Obviously, Cooper's handling the snap count, and it's the snapping is we have work to do there. We just need reps. I've been very pleased with what they've done so far.
Jane
Slater, NFL Network. Given CeeDee Lamb's lack of being here this week and for mandatory minicamp, as well as OTAs, what opportunities is posing for guys like Jalen Tolbert? And even last week, we were able to see Deuce Vaughn getting a little work in the slot, something that he says began the conversation with Shoddy last year.
I think the biggest thing too, obviously the climate that we have to train in, really the receivers are the one group that can really go and probably get the most out of these training regiments that are as part of the the CBA Phase 3, and they've knocked it out of the park. I think our young guys have really stepped up. I mean, just the confidence in the route running. Granted, the defensive backs can't. We're not getting any engagement at the breaking points and things like that.
Yeah.
So, but they've done a really good job. I mean, I've been very pleased with their understanding, the connection in the route running. Obviously all the scheme and the protection as far as the hots and things. So we've been able to work that. Just because more of the training part of it, they've had
Appreciate
a
you, Zach.
season. You look at the GPS and all the numbers and things like that. I think our perimeter guys have done a tremendous job.
No doubt. So, I mean, it's fluff right now. Telling y'all, man, they can put me in a helmet and I can get off the LOS, man. Shoot. They be like, man, look at that dude right there, man. Shoot. Brandon Cooks, man, look at Law Nation, baby. At the top of it, right, I'll look good too, man, because they can't engage. Yeah. Boy, I probably run a 4.740 now. Nah, I kid that. I'm faster than Jason Witten. Yeah, I believe I could beat Jason Witten on a foot chase. So if Jason Witten was able to be out there a couple of years back, I probably can be out there too, man, you know. but he means well with what he said with the approach that, you know, keep in mind, people got Mike McCarthy twisted. He was fined multiple times for having too rough of a practice. I wish we could turn off the rules and we can see Mike McCarthy without all of these CBA fluff stuff. I bet you he'll get these boys right. Yeah. 4.740, baby. Erica's like, nah, not the 4.740. Yeah. Back in high school, I was 4.440, you know. Ask Cat Williams, man, who's faster, you know?
Like about Deuce in the slot. He said he was looking at some video of Cole Beasley. Any other young small slot guys that he reminds you of when you sort of see him out there? Granted, it's early.
Yeah, we'll just get those slot plays drawn up for you, and we'll send it to your Twitter page. So
sarcasm. I love it, Mike.
Right? No, he looks good. No, he looks really good. I think just, you know, we try to cross-train a number of guys this offseason. This is the time you do it, learning other positions, you know, and we talk about this every week in here during the season. It's, you know, it's that 53-man roster, and you know, when you cut to 48, these are the things that we try to do for these players that do have, you know, dual position potential. So, and definitely Deuce is one of those guys.
Got a super chat from Sanjay. Says, why did Jerry give power to Steven over Charlotte? I think that Steven been positioning himself right for that role. I think that Stephen Jones ultimately would love to be Jerry Jones, and Charlotte Jones, she's into it like that, but she loved her position as the brand ambassador of putting artwork all throughout the facility and basically operating that thing. I heard a report a couple years back from Mike Fisher, and he said that Charlotte, her problem is she would spend every money she could. It would be no checks and balances. So if Charlotte Jones was operating the Cowboys, she would spend every money she could ultimately to win the game. I think that that's the difference between the two approach. Like she would buy, like he was talking about, she would buy a $32,000 piece, you know, and put it in storage, right? Or she would buy a $150,000 piece. All of that decor that you see in Texas Stadium and Arlington and Frisco, that's Charlotte and Gene Jones, all of them, you know. So she would spend. She probably like, okay, CeeDee, you want how much? All right, CeeDee, I got you right here. Here's the check, CeeDee. Here's the check. CeeDee be like, okay. Oh snap, you pay it, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna spend this check now, baby. You know, Dak, you want what? That's just how she is. She's a spender. She's a spender, and Stephen Jones is a person that's hold on to everything real tightly. I think he still got third grade lunch money in his pocket somewhere. So. And Jerry Jr., I don't know what he does. But shout out to Jerry Jr. He looked more like Jerry Jones than any of them, you know. And I don't know what he do. He quiet. Barely hear him talk. And I heard, like, when you do hear him talk, everybody country, but he country. You can hear that Jerry Jr. Very, very, very country, you know. But, all right, let's listen to the rest of this interview.
Saudis with the Athletic.
Frugal, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
Spring
Eric,
for various reasons, but you've always said that you respect the business side of things. How do you view, as CeeDee's a popular guy in the locker room, how do you view players and how they kind of respond when someone is dealing with that stuff?
Well, I think we all forget that, you know, these men are very, very close. I mean, that locker room is a very tight-knit community. So it's, you know, we talk so much about, you know, what we do at work, but, you know, they have lives away from here that they're totally engaged with, and, you know, their relationships and so forth. So, yeah, so, you know, CeeDee's been around, and, you know, so, yeah, I think you got to take that into account. And so, like I said, it's a very, very, very close locker room.
Mike.
in Dallas Morning News, Jake Ferguson was talking recently about how he's kind of got a feel for what weight he's best at, and just that feeling out process for a young player. What's the importance level of that when you talk about young player development, is identifying where they are best physically and listening to their body?
Yeah, definitely. It's a big part of your job. I mean, I actually, that was my first meeting this morning with Harold Nash, just finalizing the weights for next year. So you take all the information from the spring. Obviously you collected information on their new players. So you take the data that you have and you come up with a recommended weight, and you sit down and talk to each and every one of them. Just to make sure the clarity on what their expectation is. And I think now that, particularly with the young players, now that you see the vision of what their role is going to be, and you can explain the difference between 250 and 255 and the why, just because, with your particular responsibility, we may give you a ceiling and a floor, just because, based on what we're going to ask you to do. And so, that's a normal every year process. And I think it's important to, as these guys learn their bodies, and you look at Jake, and he's a great example. You look at those tight ends and linebackers, the group that's 6'3", 6'4", 250. What exactly are they doing? So had a couple conversations. Is not only their particular position, but then how much do you project you think they're going to play on special teams? So when a guy plays both special teams and tight end, he's going to probably run hotter on Sundays. So it's a long year. So, so what does that weight, need to be? And then you got the other components of information that you utilize to make a very educated guess, not guess, but give them a number. But at the end of the day, the final conversation is with them, just to make sure we're all on the same page. But yeah, and I think Jake's a great example of that. He's a guy that's had a lot of responsibility, both special teams and tight end now. But as his tight end position has evolved, you do want to be conscientious of the things he's done well early, and how much of that is he going to do. So without getting that scheme specific, but just really being in touch with. It's a long year, and I think he'd be the first to tell you that at the end of the last 2 years, he's played a lot of ball, and he struggled to keep his weight up.
That's a long question. Well, that's a long answer to that question. He used up all of his words, did he? Yeah, I don't know the status on Trevon Diggs yet. Adrian Davis, if anyone in the chat knows the status of Trevon Diggs, let me know in the chat. I just know that he will probably still work the chords. Hopefully, by the time I'm if available, by the time I'm out there in Oxnard, that he will be given a few small little reps, but not necessarily in competition type of thing. Jogging the sidelines, working the chords. Don't rush him. And even when week 1, week 2, week 3, ladies and gentlemen, the season is long. Don't rush him. Matter of fact, for the first 4 games, I'm giving Trevon Diggs a full levels of excuses or whatever y'all want to say. I'm giving him all of the hall passes for 4 games. I'm giving him 4 games. That's why I say, man, let's go and grab a veteran DB just to add in, right? So Trevon is doing unlimited workout. I don't want them to rush him, man. I just know. I heard this before. I've seen it before with Michael Gallup. We've seen it with Terrence Steele. We've seen it with Tony Pollard. We've seen this storyline before, So it called a pass. Yeah. Because people go say excuses because I said excuses. But I'm giving the man a pass, man. Yeah. So, and the great thing about him versus Tony Pollard, Michael Gallup, as well as Terrence Steele, he's on the defensive side. So he's doing the hitting, right? But we going to be checking like, dude, you supposed to come down and field. Come on down and field, man, supposed to hit. So that's just what it is. Somebody said, nah, Law, don't. First 4 games, opponents, Browns, Saints, Giants. Where's our schedule at? Hold on. Let me see our first 4 games. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Our first 4 games, Browns, Saints, Ravens, Giants. Browns. Just don't put Trevon Diggs by himself on Amari Cooper. Just don't put Trevon Diggs by himself on Chris Olave. Just don't put Trevon Diggs by himself on Zay. Just don't put Trevon Diggs by himself on Malik Neighbors, because that's just how they go for the first 4 games, right? Have safety over the top. Come on, press, release, do some stuff like that. I just don't want to see him get worked. And then because DB play is all about confidence. I want to get the brother confidence up. So now, granted, if he's fooling around one-on-one on Amari Cooper and he picks them all, then I'll take that. But at the end of the day, when they say don't play with fire, don't play with fire. That's all I'm saying. Because all of those guys got wide receivers that can do some stuff. And then even in week 5, they got Pickens. Week 6, they got Amon-Ra Sun God or what have you. Then bye week, you're trying to recover. Then you got Debo. I don't know if they're going to have Ayuk back by that time frame. Or they're going to sign Ayuk. I don't know. What's Ayuk payment scale, right? Like what do he get? Do he get 30? Do he get 25, 28? So that's where they at with that, So we got some wide receivers that we got to go up against. Who's the Falcons wide receivers? I forgot. But the Eagles, you got A.J. Brown and Smitty. For the Texans, you got Trevon Diggs. For the Commanders, we got wide receivers all down this list. You don't get a break until you see the Falcons, I believe. Kyle Pitts, yeah, you can sit on them routes, man. Shoot, I ain't worried about Kyle Pitts like that. But that's just what it is. Yeah. Action Powell says we all know that Cooper is one of the best route runners coming off of that's going to be kind of, he's one of the best. But here's another one, Action Powell, Jerry Jeudy. He ain't nothing one to sneeze at. I know he was pedestrian over there in Denver land, but shoot, he got him a quarterback now, Jerry Jeudy. So Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper, and I think they got a third wide receiver who's no one to sneeze at too. So they got wide receivers in Browns land. Not to get y'all all in a scare tactic there, though, But Jeudy is fire, and that's why I was saying, hey, man, the Cowboys should take a look at Jerry Jeudy, Roll Tide, But, they didn't want to do all of that. So that's why I'm saying that just make sure that, you don't rush the dude. And I'm speaking from a level of this, too, that you don't play the political game. If you seeing in these training camps, Keelan Carson's, if you see him and Eric Scott, he picked off Trey Lance the other day. If you see those boys performing good, it's not that they're going to take Trevon Diggs' spot, but this should be a situation and scenario that you would say to yourself, hey, good, we don't have to rush them now, or we don't have to comb through the free agent pool and pick up an Xavier Howard and overpay. But you can still pick up J.C. Jackson, right? That's just where I'm at. Shout out to Nashawn Wright, but come on, we kind of know who Nashawn is right now. And shout out to your mama Wright, but we just know who Nashawn is right now, right? But J.C. Jackson, you put him next to Bland and it'll be solid, right? And Izzy, man, come on, man. You're going to have to find a way to get out there on the field. The good thing about this is that even though Al Harris is still in the building, most of these guys can at least get the benefit of the doubt, right? And start over at 0. Come on. C. Burleson said J.C. Jackson is done, man. Hey, man. Well, that's what the cup of coffee is for, C. Burleson. I'm just trying to bring him in for a cup of coffee. It won't hurt, right? Just a little old bitty cup. Come on with it.
And then along those lines, Tyler Smith, clarity that he has from a position standpoint and the body type against which he'll face predominantly. What does that clarity do for him, and how have you seen him respond to it?
Sounds like you're in the meeting this morning, Mike. I mean, he's another one. Not only clearly his position, just being in one position, focus as far as, between two, because if you're playing guard and tackle, you gotta be in tune with what they're asked to do at that position. Obviously things happen a little faster out there on the tackle, out there on the edge, and so that's definitely a conversation that can affect the weight 5 pounds or 8 pounds. So so having clarity on that definitely helps, and also I think we acknowledge our division opponents. He's playing against some of the biggest and best defensive tackles in football.
Facts.
For at least 6 games this year. So I mean, all those things are part of the conversation, and once again, this is all at the end of it is sit down with each player and we decide on a weight, because you want the weight to be attainable, practical, but also fit the projected job responsibility the best we can.
Garrett
Podell, CBS Sports. Mike,
almost
you talked
over.
about what young guys can gain with CeeDee not here. What can young guys gain from Micah Parsons being here, both along the defensive side of the ball and maybe the offensive lineman seeing him across the line of scrimmage?
Well, I mean, it's 360. We talked about it this morning in the offensive meeting, because he's a multiple position player. Is he a linebacker? Is he open end? Is he the wide 9? So those types of things. So this is great work for the offense, just from a recognition standpoint. Now we're not in game plan mode where we're making those types of protection adjustments, but this gets you as close to real game situations as possible. And obviously the most important part of it is where he's going to line and how it affects the other guys. So yeah, anytime the multiple position players, it creates a lot of opportunities for the others, but it's just to see how it all fits together.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. This time of year, how much do you manage to do kickoff rules, and you got a lot of young guys competing for roster spots? How do you manage that the next few days?
Yeah, to me that's really part of your design of how you train. I mean, really coming out of the owners meeting, we were ready to go one direction or the other, and so that's something that's really been evident throughout the whole off-season program. So we've made that adjustment right away once the rule was passed, and we want to make sure John and Stu have plenty of time to make that adjustment, because it's just like anything. I mean, you look at just do the numbers. 20% of the kickoffs were returned last year. We're anticipating maybe it goes up to 60%. So that obviously affects the training both on the kickoff, the kickoff cover and the kickoff return, but also it has to take away from something too. So so you're always juggling those reps.
No doubt.
Mike, a lot of guys that have outside specialists that they go to.
One more question.
When this stuff is done, what are the conversations that you guys have with those coaches to say, make sure you're teaching the techniques or fundamentals that you guys want?
It's not that, I haven't found that to be too big of an issue, because at the end of the day, the players, they hire those guys. I mean, they're subcontracting to make them better. So, I mean, our players are engaged. That's a big part of making sure these young guys get connected with the veterans is, clearly what their job responsibility is. We don't want them to go, and I don't think they clearly want to go to someone that's going to, teach them everything. We don't want a bunch jack of all trades, master of none. So I think when these guys leave here, they clearly know how they have the vision of what they're going to be asked to do. So that process, in my experience, is kind of taking care of itself.
All righty, thank you.
That was Mike McCarthy, man. Put your hands together for Mike McCarthy. Shout out to you, Adam Garcia. Appreciate you. Yes, they should ask him about penalties and stuff like that. But round of applause to Mike McCarthy. Shout out to Mike McCarthy. Appreciate him for all that he do. And that was a real good press conference. That was the end of it. And if you want to hear the entirety of that presser, just click this link that I'm going to place in the chat area, and you can go listen to the entirety of it without me pausing and stopping and rewinding and all of that. Like I said, this episode may be long, but before we go any further into details, let's pay a quick bill for one of our sponsors. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW. Shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW. Shopmando.com. Let's go, and let's stay in control of your odor. I love it.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
No doubt, man. So staying in control. For those who just now tuning in, the possibilities of CeeDee Lamb getting fined is way up, north of $100,000 if he continue to miss out. My battle cry with this is don't can the man. Don't put all type of hate stuff and say he don't love football. He's all about the money, because at some time this is just the way the business is. Unfortunately, this is the ugly side of it. I'm talking about 1, 2. Crazy eye, just ugly, UGLY, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly, So that's just what it is, Cowboy Nation. It's an ugly side of business. I think that Lamb, he got to stand his ground if he's going to want to get this bag. And I'm all for every player to get their bag, because I understand NFL is not for long. I want the Cowboys and all of the 31 other teams to stop using salary cap as an excuse not to pay these boys. Have y'all seen the revenue stream? Have y'all seen the revenue stream of the NFL for them to sign $111 billion with a B for Amazon, right? I made an order yesterday, and it came the same day. When I ordered something from Amazon, right? Amazon, man, you can order stuff and it'll be at your door the moment you hit send. That's the world we live in. So I'm telling y'all that the NFL is not short for money, right? But they straggle along, and they tight squeeze a lot of this stuff with the money, right? We seeing what NBA players get, and granted, they do play more games, right? And I get it. The contracts are not guaranteed here on the NFL level. NFL got more players, and they're not closely tight as they supposed to be, like the NBA unions are, or to a degree baseball and hockey, right? So in soccer, shoot, if you want to make some money, go play soccer, y'all. But I just wanted to tell y'all that let's not beat up CeeDee Lamb. And some of the greats did this before. Aaron Donald, he held out, right? Nick Bosa, I'm not calling him great, but he's in that area, right? Held out for his coins in his bag, right? It's just the Cowboys, the nature on how they handle business. I'm seeing a few people that's sully and mad and want to denigrate CeeDee Lamb because he's holding out. They say, well, hell, he must start holding out in that Green Bay game, man, because he definitely didn't show up in that Green Bay game. Let's get rid of him. Let's trade him, right? Like, come on, man. So that's where we at. The whole team didn't show up in Green Bay. Well, in Dallas, that was a home game, right? We didn't show up. We didn't show up. The whole entirety of the team didn't show up. So that's not pinning on 88. Shoot. I think even the cheerleaders didn't show up as much as they supposed to. Come on, man. My guy Action says, Law, can you check out the last message I sent you in regards of Cowboys money and who will be the odd man out? Yeah, just on the I thought I looked at it. Let me see him go to Twitter or what have you. Emmitt Smith held out. Well, his contract was like past due or what have you. And the Jones family, they got a finite way of handling things, and they look at it whereas their way is always the way. Everyone else, man, is the highway. You know, if you don't want to hit it our way, we'll hit you with the highway. We'll smear campaign you. All right, so let's listen to this. What we got right here? Boom. Let's see what you got.
See JJ's record-breaking $140 million deal with CeeDee Lamb. He's up for an extension, and of course he'll want similar cash. Now, this is normal. The same can be said for the Bengals with Chase or the Niners with Ayuk. But what's absolutely not normal is all three of your best players coming up for contracts at the exact same time, and all three asking to reset the market. Dallas simply doesn't have the cash to pay their superstar trio of Dak, CeeDee, and Micah. Now, they're all under contract for this season, but come March, someone is getting voted off the island, which essentially makes this a last dance type of year for this iteration of the Cowboys. Most Dallas fans believe it'll be Dak who gets cast off, but if he wins a playoff game, there's no way Jerry lets him walk. This is where it gets really tricky. If you sign Dak, it's hard to justify not bringing back his top weapon, which means it would be Micah who's gone. Now, there's still some Cowboy fans who think Jerry can make the money work to keep all three, but I ran the numbers and it's shocking. Let's say the new average salary of all three stars came out to $40 million. This would be generous considering QBs make much more. The Cowboys' big three would eat up a whopping 47% of the cap. Look at it this way. Remember when we were all confused at how the Rams were able to pay Stafford, Donald, and Ramsey back in 2021? Those three only ate up 24% of the cap. This Cowboys season is do or die and the most entertaining in decades. I'm Fred Michael Smith, and that's my take. Justin Jefferson.
Hey, man, that dude right there, boy, he cold-blooded, Action Power. Whoever that dude is, he cold-blooded. He did all of that within 59 minutes, with 59 seconds, I meant to say. So, I would say this, who's the odd man out? It's crazy. The Cowboys drafted all three of those players, man. I want to propose a rule that can help the Dallas Cowboys. Players that you draft counts 50% off from the cap, right? If you homegrown your players, you shouldn't be penalized, right? So, for example, they should be able to pay Dak, Parsons, as well as Lamb and get 50% off from whatever the cap. So let's say, for example, just use whole numbers. Let's say if the cap is $100, right? And the Cowboys drafted Parsons, Lamb, and Dak. Whatever they pay, it doesn't go, 50% of their particular contract don't go against the cap because they were homegrown. And that should work. You know, I want the CBA and the NFL to hear me out. I bet you that would be the finite solution. Why, Law? That means that you will have to draft well. You shouldn't be penalized for drafting well. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. The Cowboys are being penalized for drafting well and moving too slow because the other teams, they don't draft well. So they Birdman rubbing their hands talking about, well, since the Cowboys now can't afford Parsons, we'll pay for them, right? Oh, since the Cowboys can't afford to pay, dare I say, Lamb, we'll get them. And abolish the franchise tag for this rule to be put right into place. Abolish the franchise tag, right? And have this particular rule implemented. On players, only players that you drafted, you get a discount rate. You got to have some type of incentive for drafting players, and all of a sudden they hitting, right? Come on. So all of your drafted players, you should be able to get a discount on signing them because that's just what it is, man. Shoot, we draft too well or we move too slow because Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones should have paid Dak Prescott coming off of the 2022 season when he broke his thumb. You would have got him at an all-time low, and you'd have been able to say, yeah, you know, hey, you broke your thumb, so we can only offer you 45, 46 million. That would be a steal right now, right? And far as CeeDee Lamb, you're supposed to pay him last year. The only conversation far as contracts that we supposed to be going back and forth with right now is the Micah Parsons contract. But, you know, neither here nor there. Appreciate you, man. Look, that was so good. That was so good. Look, I got to hear it again, man. I got to hear this. Let me see if I can find that audio clip again, bro. That was really good, man. Let me see if I can refresh this one and hear it again because that was a real good one.
and just created a nightmare for the Cowboys. No one was happier to see JJ's record-breaking $140 million deal than CeeDee Lamb. He's up for an extension, and of course he'll want similar cash. Now, this is normal. The same can be said for the Bengals with Chase or the Niners with Ayuk. But what's absolutely not normal is all three of your best players coming up for contracts at the exact same time, and all three asking to reset the market. Dallas simply doesn't have the cash to pay their superstar trio of Dak, CeeDee, and Micah. Now, they're all under contract for this season, but come March, someone is getting voted off the island, which essentially makes this a last dance type of year for this iteration of the Cowboys. Most Dallas fans believe it'll be Dak who gets cast off, but if he wins a playoff game, there's no way Jerry lets him walk. This is where it gets really tricky. If you sign Dak, it's hard to justify not bringing back his top weapon, which means it would be Micah who's gone. Now, there's still some Cowboy fans who think Jerry can make the money work to keep all three, but I ran the numbers and it's shocking. Let's say the new average salary of all three stars came out to $40 million. This would be generous considering QBs make much more. The Cowboys' big three would eat up a whopping 47% of the cap. Look at it this way. Remember when we were all confused at how the Rams were able to pay Stafford, Donald, and Ramsey back in 2021? Those three only ate up 24% of the cap. This Cowboys season is do or die and the most entertaining in decades. I'm Fred Michael Smith, and that's my take.
Let me help y'all out, man. Let me share this man's info. And then y'all just say, hey, man, Law sent me, man. Law Nation sent me, man, because I love to have some edits like that on my breakdown. Here's the other part of it, too, is what people don't see. And I'm forecasting, right? That's one of the keys. When you live in a city and you seeing a new infrastructure, they didn't think of it yesterday. They are building cities 10 to 20 years in advance. Some can argue 40 years in advance. They are already planning and mapping out certain structures. They trying to squeeze out old folks that's pretty much there, and they trying to move them out the way so they can build this theme park. They are doing things in advance. All it would take is for Bland to catch about 3 to maybe 5 interceptions, and he's going to be like, hey, that deal Diggs got, hey, what's up, man? Come on. That deal Diggs got, what makes me different? I want the same. His agent is going to be like,
Please come home. I got beans and bologna.
I mean, y'all don't see this right now, but I see it. I literally can see Bland catching about 3, that's at the minimum, INTs for the 2024 season. Minimum. And there's going to be you're going to have to, it's the whole conversation going to be the same thing. You were like, Bland not showing up to camp, Bland not showing up to practice. If Ferg's get 1,000 yards, man, Ferg's going to be looking at it like, what Dallas Goddard got? I want north of that. That's how quick, man, these contracts, man. That's the price of doing business. And what I don't want the Cowboys to do is to franchise tag Diggs. I mean, not Diggs, but Bland. Don't franchise tag the man. Learn from your mistakes. But the Cowboys, they don't learn from their mistakes, man. So those big three that we talking about now, or in general, even with Dak Prescott, you at this point, if you are the person that's making the payment, you like, man, I hope that these, and I'm not saying that I want this to happen though. But what I'm saying is they're going to start hoping that this dude don't hit a certain number because their price is going to go way high. Yeah, it's going to go crazy high. Especially if they don't win the Super Bowl. That's crazy, man. Erica says Lamb is getting paid by this weekend.
Please come home.
Is that inside news, Erica?
I got beans and bologna.
Hey, come on, baby. I would love for that. I would love for that because, all right, so then you get that out the way. The only person that can play on a season without payment, technically, if you want to keep it at a lower rate, is your boy Micah Parsons. But if you can figure out a way to pay all three of these boys, I was talking to, let me see if I can pull this up, and I'm not trying to be crass with this when I said it, but when I tweeted this back out, let me see if I can pull it up. Y'all bear with me. Boy, Stephen A. Smith is a nut, ain't he? Shout out to Monica McNutt, you know. Let's go to, this was LB. He says, laugh my A off. Imagine us waiting 3 years to lock up the best wide receiver in the NFL against a single coverage. I get what he said with this, and I said, damn, this is low-key embarrassing for my Cowboys. I'm not siding with my guy LB, but from a logical aspect, Parsons was fighting the wrong side of the fight because we don't know how to get in front of contracts early. And just listen to what he said, because I'm going to throw this in. This dude, A.J. Brown, got paid 3 times. 3 times. 3 times. His rookie contract, then he got traded to the Eagles. They extended him. They gave him another contract, basically. Gave him $100 million. And now on his third, this hero is on his 3rd contract, y'all. And when y'all do the math, him and CeeDee Lamb is only a year apart. CeeDee is 25, AJ is 26. Remember, he came into the league early. Let's listen to what he said, you know, because he's in a lose-lose battle.
I'm loving every bit of this.
AJ, they ain't gonna be able to pay you.
He does not. He needs some tissue. He needs some tissue. He really. The show is over. He's ready to go home.
For the money you need, they're not gonna be able to afford you.
Yo, see, he's trying to take shots at your pocket right now.
Yeah. It's cool, AJ. You know what?
He's paid. He's paid.
He got 2 years left.
Hey, you know what, bro? 2 years to win the Super Bowl.
Listen, this is not about me. This is not about me. Listen.
So he was saying, basically, what Parsons was saying is that basically with the $100 million that he got paid, A.J. Brown got paid. That he was basically saying, because they had Smitty, he got Goddard or what have you. He was saying basically, like, with the money that you want, they're not going to be able to pay you. And Howie was like, he wrote out a check to pay A.J. Brown $32 APY. This dude got another $100 million. On top of that, and I'm not praising the Eagles with how they handle their funds, but not just he got paid, Smitty got paid, Saquon Barkley got paid, the quarterback got $250 million, he got paid. You know, hey, they could just slide me on the roster. They probably would pay me, you know, and I'll make a figure out way for them to lose, you know. Jalen Hurts probably do that too, you know. Yeah, low-key, Jalen Hurts is a Cowboy, you know, a fan, but that's neither here nor there. And the craziest thing of it all, when I go to Over the Cap, them heroes got more money than us. Jeez. They done paid everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, and they still got more money than us. And we try to scrape up some.
Please come home. I got beans and bologna.
Them jokers eating steak over there. They eating, boy. We got beans and bologna, you know. They eating rice pilaf, you know. Oh my goodness, man. They like Lotto over there. Well, Lotto says she don't eat beef. What do Lotto say she don't eat? Well, Lotto says she don't eat beef. She what? What she eat? Y'all put in the chat. I think it's the same thing, right? I don't eat beef. Let's go over here. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and being part of this whole. Here it is, right here. You crazy girl, man. I eat Wagyu.
Baby, I don't eat beef. I eat Wagyu. I don't eat beef. I eat Wagyu.
She take.
Lotto, who you beefing with? I don't beef. I Wagyu.
That laugh at the end is a half horse. You heard that laugh at the end? That got to be a half horse. Whoever said it, what? That got to be a half. That got to be a horse laugh. I got to see the person who. Come on, lady. She take big. They're gonna take big bites, boy. Put the whole in. Put the whole thing in there, don't you?
Baby, I don't eat beef.
What?
I eat Wagyu.
Put the whole thing in there. God, dog, girl. Boy, I tell you, boy. All right, so the Eagles eating Wagyu over here. We got the hamburger helpers, man, you know. But it's all good, man. Sure, we hey, as long as it makes a turd, right, as they say growing up. Appreciate y'all, man, so much for tuning in. Got to play this right here of what Slater is basically saying. And let me put – they said she don't know that it's the same thing. I don't drink water. I drink aqua, you know. Well, they killing her over there, but they said that she was just joking or what have you. You know. I don't breathe air. I breathe in the wind, you know. I don't breathe air. I breathe in oxygen, you know. That's crazy, man. All right, here we go. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let's listen in to James Slater.
Well, Tom, Ian, you know this better than anyone. You were on this beat and worked with Jerry Jones. Jerry likes to tell stories. Well, I do too, so bear with me here. When I moved into my house, I got 3 huge trees, big crepe myrtles. And, eventually I waited for the leaves to fall. Well, if you're not careful, a rake and a trash bag won't do. Instead, sometimes you need one of these big boys.
That's what she said.
Leaf blower. Are you familiar? I don't think either one of you actually do your own yard work, so you probably don't even know what I'm talking about here. But my point in saying all this was ahead of the draft, I talked to Jerry Jones about this. I said, why not get a deal done with CeeDee Lamb? Why allow everyone else to set the market? And Jerry went out there and said he's waiting for the leaves to fall. Well, understandably, we've had a lot of fun with this in Dallas because since then, they got A.J. Brown done, Amon St. Brown, and then now you've got this big Justin Jefferson deal. Now, I did talk to a couple of agents who aren't representing CeeDee, both sides being pretty close to the vest on this one, and they're not giving out their number, but I'm told the number that he's going to be looking at, about 33 to 34 million. Keep in mind, you still got T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, and the guaranteed money is the big piece here, the 110 million. So how can Cowboys get creative with their cap space? Well, one brought up this option of the option bonus is what they call it.
I haven't heard this yet, so I made it my business because I wanted to watch this with you all. So this is my first time hearing it, so I'm going to try to break it down on the fly with everything. Let's listen.
You lock in a number that's your guarantee, you turn it into an option bonus, and then you prorate that out, giving you some additional cap space. Yes, I need my notes because it gets a little complicated.
Okay.
The point is you can get a deal done. Now, to be clear, these numbers and options have not been kicked around. I've been reaching out to both sides, and at last check, it still looks like there were no talks today, and we'll see if CeeDee Lamb actually shows up to minicamp tomorrow. Does he have all the leverage? That's the big question we keep getting. Well, not necessarily. Remember the Cowboys. They have got him playing on that 5th-year option. He's paying at about $18 million. So the Cowboys could, in theory, go to CeeDee Lamb and say, all right, you don't want to take the deal that we're putting on our table. You guys don't want to come to the table. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to tag you and then tag you again. Now, the problem with this, and you guys know this.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't like that option. I don't want to eat that type of Wagyu. No.
If the Cowboys did that, well, that really hurts their cap space moving forward because you take the first 5 wide receivers, what they're getting paid APY, you average that, and then that big number is going to affect your cap as well. Eventually, I think this deal gets done, but I think we're still going to be playing this waiting game to sort of see where these numbers fall. But you can get creative, and maybe you can talk to a little bit about that. Yeah. And that might be an option here. But yeah, we'll have to see if CeeDee shows up at minicamp tomorrow. He has not been there for any of the voluntary OTAs so far.
So far, this video was done, of course, yesterday on the 3rd. So far, he didn't show up. And he's been working with my guy, the Alphonte Diamond. He's been working. He's doing some type of flag football stuff now in California. He's in shape. But there's football shape, and then there's, everyday shape. So everyday guy shape, he's the fittest guy on everyday guy shape, right? Like Amazon workers, y'all don't have nothing on Lamb right now, right? He's more in shape than you, right? And UPS workers, he's more in shape than you. Everyday guy, So what I'm saying here, ladies and gentlemen, the only way the Cowboys could have avoided all of this is they were to pay him early. We would have been looking like geniuses if we were to offer CeeDee Lamb that money before last season. Oh my goodness, man. We would have been like, oh snap. Y'all see what he's doing now? Because there was a strong argument that CeeDee Lamb is not a true number one. That he's a glorified slot merchant or what have you. True argument. And some people to this day still gonna hold heavy that Green Bay Packers game, right? My guy Action Powell says we tagging somebody because they feel that that's how they get another year out of a player. Yeah, and that's the, I wish that if somebody can just take that tag option away from the Cowboys. I wish somebody could. The franchise tag, we used the franchise tag for 6 consecutive years. To me, just to me, this was the first year they didn't use the franchise tag, but I look at the 5th year option as a poor man's franchise tag. I see the franchise tags as placeholders to negotiate a contract that you don't allow others to jump in on. But if you can't come up with that agreement, do away with the franchise tag. Because the franchise tag is ultimately, or like those payday loan spots, those title loan spots, in prominent areas, you don't see title loan places. You don't see payday loan cash advance. Because yes, they will give you the money up front. They will hold other things as collateral. But do you see the interest rate on those things? And the Cowboys have that poor man's mentality, even though they are operating a $1 billion business. When you franchise tag players, it cripples you because you can't prorate the money, you can't spread the money out, you can't do those other things that these good teams are doing on the financial arm. The Eagles, say what you want to say about them. Financially, they are doing great numbers. The Rams, say what you want to say. Financially, with some risk involved into it, they do great contract offers. But when you tag a player, it puts so much restrictions on you. Come on, man. So that's been the place where the Cowboys been hurt the most, in my opinion, is falling in love with the franchise tag. Come on, man. Stephen Wonder and Ray Charles, even though he's gone, would have been able to see, please don't franchise tag Tony Pollard. Don't do Tony Pollard like that. that money that you franchise tag, you couldn't spread it out. You couldn't prorate it. That's the equivalency of about 3 players right there. Valuable players. DeAndre Swift got just as much of value that Tony Pollard had last year. And the Eagles scooped him up for $4.50, comparable to what Tony got paid. And there's only an analogy there because I know it was like 4.5 or 5 million, right? So their feet were not held to the fire of a hard cap hit of 11.5 or what have you. And that's where the Cowboys been issues. Because that 11 million, man, what we can do right now with 11 million? Apply that towards Parsons. Lamb right now. So that's where our issue's been at, ladies and gentlemen, is on the money side. Now, do we evaluate well? Yes. I think that we do great evaluations for the nations. But I'm talking about finding guys that's in this draft or what have you. And the craziest thing of it all, ladies and gentlemen, the way the NFL is set up, even if you have to swipe your card, your credit card, you get a big bonus at the end of the year for the new season. I wish I can all of a sudden swipe my card, spend my card, use my card, and then next year, you get a $30 million increase that don't goes against anything. I'm sitting there like, oh, snap. I would start leveraging that and forecasting off of that. Even though it's not fair to do that, but that's just how the business is. We got a super chat. Stephen Jones is a malpracticing GM. He is the biggest determinant to the team. Detriment. I can't read today. There has to be a way to get rid of him. All of the nefarious things that P. Diddy is doing, and he's still not arrested. And we've seen what P. Diddy did, right? This is going to be hard to get rid of Stephen Jones. He's not even in the same room as P. Diddy. Stephen Jones going to be here for a minute, y'all. So the detriment of this team, I would tell you, Stephen Jones is going to be here. You're just going to have to survive the storm. Manipulators, they are. So shout out to them, Give Lamb 120, 90 million guaranteed over 4 years. I think that what he's looking at, action, I think that if my memory serves me correct, right? Let me see. Nah. How much guaranteed did because Action Jackson, you're right, but how much guarantee did Jay Jetta got? Justin Jefferson got how much guarantee money? That's the angle of it. He got 110. So 110 minus 90 is 20 million. CeeDee's rep is not going to say that Justin Jefferson is $20 million better than CeeDee. He's not. We can argue amongst ourselves and say, yeah, man, he is. But he's not that much better. That's not a $20 million difference. And I heard the other argument that people made that Justin Jefferson pretty much missed 6 or 7 games last season. His number would have been a little bit better if he were to play those games. But dog, 2020 and 2021, CeeDee had Amari Cooper next to him. On top of that, with 2020, we got to quantify the fact that we also didn't have the star-studded quarterback. Number 4, Justin Jefferson benefited with Kirk Cousins. As much as people talk bad about Kirk Cousins, he's not a terrible quarterback. Yeah, he's not a terrible quarterback. I think that, whatever contract that we're looking for CeeDee Lamb, it got to be somewhere north of 108 million guarantees. CeeDee played with Dalton and Benjamin DiNucci and Cooper Rush. If the Cowboys get off their high horse, just match the guarantees. Put some fluff in the contract. Give them an extra year. So we'll give you a 5-year contract, $110 million guaranteed, and put some fluff numbers in there. And put some incentives in there. If you miss OTAs, you can get fined and these sorts of things. Give them playoff bonuses. That's what I would do with Dak. I would sign Dak, and I'll give him all type of playoff bonus. Every playoff game that you are on the team that wins, it'll make it such a very specialty. And then you can go lower with the numbers. See, the key of it is you go with the length of years. But none of y'all want to hear that. Boy, y'all fall out of y'all chairs, man, if all of a sudden you hear this news right here. Oh, my goodness, got breaking news from the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys signed Dak Prescott to an 8-year contract. Y'all were like, oh, Lord. y'all will lose y'all marbles, man. Y'all will lose y'all mind. Oh, y'all, boy. I was like, why all these Cowboy fans out here on the Trinity Bridge? Oh, they finna jump. Oh, no. And that's the other side of it. David says Todd France not going for that. Yeah, that could be the situation. Yeah, shout out to Commish Gaming. Appreciate you. Nor would you be willing to do that with Parsons. Right? Some of y'all ready for Parsons to go nah. Some of y'all ready for Parsons to get out of the building quick, fast, in a hurry, right? Oh, my goodness. Some of y'all are ready for Parsons to go, but I ain't ready for Parsons to go. No. I ain't ready for this man to go. Somebody wrecked their car right now when I said the Dallas Cowboys signed Dak Prescott to an 8-year deal, man. They mad right now. They say, oh, is it true? This is how it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it is. But speaking of that, it's 12:31. Let's open up the phone lines brought to you by Prize Picks. But before we go in here, they do have Taco Tuesdays that give you special discount rates on a lot of things. But with Prize Picks, when you in the mix, they also have other promotions that you can use. If you think it's not worth it, check out my guy Action Powell. He's been winning a whole bunch of stuff. But if you want to have 100% of your deposit match up to $100, download Prize Picks, use promo code LAW, and we'll be able to help you out. On top of that, they have all types of things that's ready and available for you to select from. I use Prize Picks, man, all the time, and you guys already know we up, baby. So if you want to join in with Prize Picks, download Prize Picks or click the link that's in my description box and use promo code LAW. Now, they got this special rate that's going around right now. Not saying that you got to root for this team, but you can. Let me slide this over here. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Boom, boom, boom. Put this right here. Put that right there. And boom, boom. Copy this. And let's go with it, baby. Here we go. They got Jason Tatum just need to exceed a 0.5 points for a win. Now, granted, you know, we team Mavs over here, but you can still utilize this promo and balance that out. When you use that, all you have to do is click on that link, download Prize Picks, and use promo code LAW. A 0.5? Come on, man. He gonna get that at least, you know, but we don't want that brother to win now. Come on. Yeah, Sean says Super Bowl or bust. Hey, you ain't lying, dog. You ain't lying at all. All right, with that being said, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I want to know what's on your thoughts.
I ran up a check, I might do it again.
And shout out to y'all. R.I.P. to my guy, Larry, Allen. Let's get it.
I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins.
Let's go.
I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend.
Yo.
If I do it once, I do it again.
Yo.
Add it up, bankroll.
Bankroll it, baby. All right.
There are 2 participants in the conference. All participants are muted.
Let me know if the audio's straight. If it's too loud or too low. Put me a 1 in the chat. Yeah. Also, let's not forget about our partners at Rogue Shop. Check out rogueshop.com, and when you go there, also use promo code LAW. This first call is brought to you by Rogue Shop. Check out Rogue Shop, voted the best in the land for all of your THC needs and anything else that you have your mind set on as it relates to that. I got my guy from the 908. You're live on The Nation, brought to you by Rogue Shop. What's good?
What's good, Law? This is Swayze, the objective Cowboys fan here.
Appreciate you, bro.
You know the rest. Yep. I mean, it's a sad day, man. Like, what can we call this, like, an official holdout? I mean, I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
If we not,
yeah.
It's really a sad day. Like, this team is run like a mom and pop store. Like, if you go to like a local painting shop, a local, you know, they're not as big as Home Depot, but they sell a little like mechanical stuff, things of that nature.
Yeah.
That's how we run. Like, it's no logical way you don't sign CeeDee Lamb 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, if you got rid of Amari Cooper, the day that you got rid of Amari Cooper, you should have signed CeeDee Lamb the next day. Like, that doesn't even make sense logically.
Now you have to wait 3 years before you can sign a guy off of his rookie's contract to make any adjustments to it. So, yeah, I think that going into that back-to-back situations, a lot of people looked at CeeDee Lamb as a problem. In 2021, we get it. You know, it was kind of like his second year. But in 2022, remember, a lot of people said that he dropped that ball, that Dak Prescott hit him on the seam route, and Fred Warner was down the seam with him. They're like, oh, Lamb dropped that ball, man. A good wide receiver would have been able to pull that ball in, right? Or even when the other interception, he stopped his feet.
Those were a niche fan base within the fan base, and those are Dak Prescott lovers. Like, of course, you know what I'm saying? Because it was an interception, they feel the need to down other players on the team, just to let the other fan base know, hey, it wasn't Dak Prescott's fault. Anyone that's logical knew by 2021, this dude was going to be special. Like, his route running, his hands, the way he could read defenses from the receiver standpoint, the way he communicates with Dak Prescott. He has all the keys to the table. Like, he has everything Terrell Owens had, except he doesn't have the speed. If he had the speed, I think he would be bigger than Terrell Owens, T.O., as like the best receiver we ever had. Yeah. I mean, I think overall, this makes it confirmed that we probably won't re-sign Dak Prescott, because like, there's no way you're gonna be able to sign Micah Parsons, who's, you know what I'm saying, below 25 years old, CeeDee Lamb, who's I think below 25 or 25 years old.
He's 25.
And then justify that by re-signing a 31-year-old quarterback on making max the top QB money when he hasn't even you know what I'm saying, we haven't been to what, the
conference championship game.
Yeah, we haven't been to a conference championship since he got here. Now, of course, it's more of a Dallas Cowboy problem, but right now we have to see how can we allocate our money. We can't necessarily allocate our money to someone who's above 30 years old. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I think this is the last hoorah. Like, and also I think overall, I think CD, I'm happy for him holding out for the simple fact that, yeah, like, this is not the 90s Cowboys. This is not the early 2000 Cowboys where, hey, Jerry's my buddy. Like, that's my boss. Like,
well, Swayze, let me ask you this then.
He feeds me, he cleans me.
Let me ask you this then. So you the GM for the year. You got these big three contracts that's up, and then you got Zach Martin, he's not signed for the foreseeable future. Law is not signed for the foreseeable future. You got a contract that's due next season for Bland because you want to get in front of that. You don't want him to continuing to play that out. What are your moves then? And then on top of that, believe it or not, you got Cooper Rush and Trey Lance that you got to figure out. What are you doing? You the GM for the year.
I told you last year we should trade Zach Martin when he
You did. Like, you and Stargazer were the only two people that said that y'all would trade Zach Martin and I hit this button on you.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
but now it seems more tangible, especially if this is his last season and you get nothing back in return. I will be pissed off if that the case in the scenario if Zach Martin retires at the end of this year and we don't find a way to keep him. But go ahead.
Nah, because the reason why is because I think what our problem is we don't get ahead of something before it happens. Like we should have been traded Tyron Smith like when he couldn't play 10, 11, 12 games per year anymore. Right. We should have been traded DeMarcus Ware before his time was supposed to. You kind of get what I'm saying? Like we always wait until the wheels fall off to start doing certain moves, except it's Amari Cooper when he don't want to take the vaccine. That's another story. But
right.
But when I just think that you got to get rid of DeMarcus Lawrence because I don't think he's a good run stopper. But I'm not like you can find another DeMarcus Lawrence, right? A high motor guy.
Well, you gotta hope Marshawn Nealon is that. Keep going.
The first thing I'm doing is signing CeeDee Lamb because I think CeeDee Lamb is a future leader of the team. And I'm looking at options with Micah Parsons. Now,
are you still Shador should be the Cowboys quarterback because he did say he would love to throw the ball to CeeDee Lamb. He did say that. It was crazy.
Exactly. I think we're going to end up. I think Shador Sanders will be the next Cowboys quarterback. That's just my prediction.
You think right now he's better than Trey Lance, better than Cooper Rush?
Yes.
Better than that.
Yes. His accuracy. His dad paid for the best trainer since he was 5 years old. He gave him the best trainers, like the best knowledge he ever had, future Hall of Famers. He has everything in his noggin, plus the accuracy, plus the skill set, plus he already is like when you think about a future franchise Cowboys quarterback, what's the number one thing that you worry about? Can he handle the limelight? Who can handle the limelight more than Shador Sanders?
Hey man, we'll see, boy, because Colorado, we'll see this year what he's gonna do.
But last thing before I dip out, because I go back to work. I'm looking at the options with Micah Parsons for the simple fact that I think that Michael Parsons is having a hard time adjusting to the fame as a Dallas Cowboys player. And I think that might be a problem. And I think one of the reasons why is because I just think that, first of all, he should not be playing defensive end. I think he's athletic to play defensive end because he's very young. But as he gets older, I think his body is going to break down because he doesn't have the physicality to be a defensive end for 10, 15 years.
Right.
So, yeah, I might be looking at Michael Parsons options, to be honest with you. I am. And that might sound crazy because we love Michael Parsons and he's like a flashy player and he reminds us of LT. But at defensive end for the next 5-6 years, as he gets older and his body breaks down, how Michael Parsons looks like when you pay him that money. Like you pay players based on what they can do for you in the future, not what they've done in the past. So just I don't know, that's just certain things that you gotta look at. But I'm gonna hang up and I'm gonna enjoy the show though.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you for calling in, man. That's Swayze. All right, so he's been on the deal where he would love to see Shador here in the Cowboys uniform. I would say Shador got to at least go through another year of college, and then on top of that, if he's any good, we wouldn't have an opportunity to see that, right? Because he would be drafted number 1, number 2, number 3, respectfully. And I don't think that the Cowboys are going to lose that amount of games, right? And, he can say, I would love to throw the ball to CeeDee Lamb or what have you, and all of that good stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't think none of that stuff will happen here outside of getting us some nice, good clicks about talking about it. But that's about it. With all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I got another caller from the 832 that's in the building, man. From the 832, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks in the Mix. Talk to me.
What's up, Long? This is Larry, man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Who this is again so I can save you?
This is Larry.
Larry, okay, Larry. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me,
No,
man.
I was just calling to see, is Parsons at practice now?
Yeah, he's at practice now, or doing the install. It could be just glorified of him just walking through some stuff,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also, I was looking at, I called it Stephen A. Who there? Stephen A. Shannon Sharp and Booger McFarland was talking about who they will pay first.
Okay.
And it was like, man, they'll pay Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and then that could be last. But then Booger McFarland backed door and said, since everybody talking about Dak don't need to get paid, he said he was one of the same ones that saying, hey, Dak don't need to get paid. But you look at everybody else ain't won nothing. They don't need to get paid too. So you can't just say pay everybody else that ain't win no playoff game or only won 2 playoff game and not pay Dak because he's in the same boat. I might as well stop saying that. Dak got to get paid. Is it with dollars or without dollars?
Yeah, the problem that we are at right now is that even if Dak Prescott have another all-pro year, right, you can't get no benefits from that because he got the no-trade clause, right? On top of that, even if it's a situation whereas the Cowboys, let's say, for example, you do win one playoff game, and even if we win one playoff game, that's still not enough because we did that in 2022. We won that one playoff game. People were not satisfied with it.
But then we still won't have no good draft picks, so we still going to be in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, we still going to be drafting pretty much on the back end of it because I just foresee this team winning north of 10 games.
And then, how else is CeeDee Lamb catching all these passes without Dak? Who else going to do this? Who else going to throw these passes to CeeDee Lamb if Dak not here?
Yeah, see.
Cooper Rush not.
see, they under the impressions that Trey Lance would do that. And I get what people are saying, they have high expectations, but the difference is when you are leaning towards someone that you're favorable for, you kind of put dirt over it. Because what was the main topic point last year? Everybody, mama, uncle, cousin was talking about this right here, INTs. Well, Trey Lance threw an INT the other day in OTAs. And you don't hear too much noise negatively about it because it's OTAs. But if that been Dak Prescott, they would say, look, another INT. They had segments last year of counting how many INTs was thrown, right? You know what I'm saying? God dog, he counted how many INTs. Breaking news, right? I can't make this stuff up. But to answer your question though, Larry, you always pay your mortgage first.
Right.
And that's Dak Prescott. Out of the three, you got to pay your quarterback
you don't like
first.
franchise tag, but you still can franchise Micah. It's not good, but if it comes down to it, you might have to.
Yeah, but you put the franchise tag on in hopes to work that deal out. I just don't want players to play under the franchise tag. So that's my stance on it. I don't mind the placeholder because I get it. Sometimes you may want to wait to negotiate and you want to get into it and sit down and get things going. And that's why you put the tag on it. But I do not like players playing on the franchise tag because you're just missing so much money that you can prorate, spread it out, and do a whole bunch of other things with.
And then we got an owner going to take his time. He ain't in nowhere paying nobody.
Because there's no sense of urgency.
Salt on his big griddle first.
Hell yeah, he can put salt on his big griddle, so he can. He can get his blood transfused and put new blood in every night, man. I don't know what they do, man, over there in Jerry Land. Man, I'm telling you, man, he going to outlive us all over here. But that's just how it is, man. I'm sitting here like, God dog, man, Jerry putting salt on McGriddle. I mean, he eating Whataburgers 2 or 3 o'clock in the night, you know what I'm saying, in the morning. So that's just how that goes, not hating on the man's health. But, I just look at it like this. The Dallas Cowboys, they don't have ultimately this sense of urgency because there's no one saying that, hey, if this fall flat on your face, you're getting fired.
Right.
You don't have that. Who's going to fire Steven? Who's going to fire Jerry?
Nobody.
Who gonna fire Will McClay to a degree? Yeah. Will McClay, we're gonna fire you. They're cutting the nose off to spite your face.
Nobody, baby.
Appreciate you, Larry. Yeah.
But that's all, man. I just got to chop it up with you, see how you doing.
Man, I'm doing well, man. Appreciate you for calling in, Larry. You have a good one.
That's what's up, man. How about you too?
All right, that's a good call from him. So that's where we are operating from. Yeah, man, if anybody else is on this team and they fool around and tear up some documents that they didn't supposed to tear up at somebody's house, you getting fired, man. Shoot, you at this work and you drop that document that you supposed to be able to keep. But over here, shoot, come on, you wrecked the doggone boss's car. You know, Dad, I wrecked the car. You know, Dad, I wrecked the Lambo. Dad, I wrecked the Lambo. But let it be me wrecking the Lambo. Law, come on down here. You wrecked my Lambo. You fired. You know, assassin, cerebral assassin. What I want to know is who going to replace these guys that the fans are wanting to trade. And that's the $1 million question. Like I said in a tweet, I don't know if it's going to be updated here, but I said it, and here it is right here. I said in this right here.
I know originally you guys may be mad at CeeDee Lamb, but that's just the price of doing business.
Price of doing business.
You got to hold out to get the contract that he desires and that he needs. That's all that is. So don't fret and don't hate the man. But Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, pay the man.
Pay the man. I said that, right? And he says, well, then, this is a guy, Matthew says, well, then, we the Cowboys fans shouldn't complain when the front office decide to trade or make a decision of their own business interests. Right. So here's my thoughts on this. Here's my thoughts on this. This is my rebuttal to that. I don't think collectively that you guys are super frustrated at the Cowboys deciding to move on from Amari Cooper. I think that you guys are extremely frustrated at the value return that you got from Amari Cooper. I think that a third of you guys would be like, hey, we traded Amari Cooper for a second-round draft pick. Hey, man, we like Coop, man. We love what he was bringing to the table. Man, damn, the Cowboys shouldn't have traded him for a second round. But, man, we love this second-round draft pick. Even for a third to a degree. Fourth, maybe. But for a fifth, that's where we are angry at, right? Is that we don't mind the Cowboys trading away players, but we want to equally get something back in return. We want to replace or replenish the work productions that they got rid of. Like, it's all good and understood. Like we understand that the fact that the Cowboys after 2022, Elijah Elliott was no longer on this team. A third of you all, we understood that. 12 touchdowns is hard to come by. But all we were saying is make sure you draft a player, make sure you bring in someone that can give you 12 touchdowns again, 10 to 12 touchdowns again. And we never replace nor replenish. Don't drink up all of my Simply orange juice that's in the refrigerator and bring back some great value stuff. Like, nah, man, that's not equal, man. Come on, man. And no offense to great value orange juice. You know, y'all shouldn't be drinking none of that stuff. Got a lot of sugar in it. But I'm just using this as an analogy, right? But don't eat up all of my Wagyu and then bring back me some other meat, man. Like, no, man, I want my Wagyu at, man. This turkey, man. This turkey's better for you. No, I want my beef. It's not the same. Don't drink up all of my Hennessy and bring me some Anzac back. Like, hey, dog, it's just the same. No, it's not hen, dog. I want hen. Yeah. Don't try to pass off bacon and tell me turkey bacon is the same. It's better for you. Like, no, I want the swine for your mind, right? Oh, man, you ought to try this vegan bacon, man. It's better than turkey bacon and this other bacon. No, give me bacon, you know? Hey, that's right. Commish, you're live on the Nation, man, from the 254. You're live. Talk to us.
Oh, my gosh, well, I have so much to say, and I don't know how much time I have, but I'm going to share just a quick story, and then I'm going to get right into it. So my wife and I, our family now, we don't do dairy anymore. We don't do wheat. And let me tell you, it's not the same, okay? You can, whole milk is not the same as oat milk. It's just not the same.
Not the
so
same, man.
you about made me lose my mind here when you took me off of mute. Oh my gosh, I'm fighting back tears. But I am. You kind of lost me there. Oh my gosh, I got to pull myself back together. But,
that vegan lasagna is not the same as regular lasagna. Trust me, I went through it for 3 years.
Oh my gosh, it is not the same. Oh my gosh, I'm crying over here. But here we go. So I am the commissioner. So the good news is numbers is my thing. So if I'm the GM for the Cowboys for the whole year, this is what I'm doing.
Okay.
Now, before I get started, quick question for you. Do you think that the Cowboys are going to try to get Dak Prescott's extension done without him having a no-trade clause in it?
If you're saying if they give him the extension, can he remove the trade clause? It have to be a good one. It can be a good one, and I think that he can remove it. But the thing is, I think Dak probably will say yes to a lot of things. It's Todd France is who they got to win over. It's Todd France is who's the enemy, for right now.
Yeah. And I was wondering that. I was wondering that same thing because I feel like that's probably the one holdup for the Cowboys. I think all things considered, you're not putting a franchise tag or, something like that. They're going to be okay with that. But I feel like they regretted putting the no trade clause in there, and because there's nothing worse than being stuck in a situation that you have no control over whatsoever. And it's the only contract that they've ever done that way. So here's what I do think is going to happen. I feel like CeeDee's going to get done first, and he's going to make $35 million and $1 or something around that. And he's going to get paid 4 years and probably have some void years on the back end to kind of slip some money around. But he will be the highest paid receiver, and I think it's going to get done pretty quickly.
Oh, wow.
I also do think that Dak is going to get done. The previous caller was saying he didn't think Dak was going to come back. I have a hard time feeling like they're going to let that go.
Right.
Push comes to shove, they're gonna give everything. But my hope is that they waive the no trade clause and work that out. I do feel like the reason why the CeeDee deal hasn't gotten done yet is because Jefferson and CeeDee have the same agent. I have a feeling that they were both asking for $35 million a year. And the Cowboys are like, well, I'm not gonna give you 35 until I see that somebody else has given 35 to Jefferson. Why would I do that? And so I do feel like that he will be the highest paid receiver, and that's going to happen very quickly. I don't see this stretching out too long. Also, Micah's going to get done. I hope they get it done this year. The cap is already set for him for this year, and they've already got $20 million locked into next year. So, if they get the extension done and they make him the highest paid defensive player in the league, they're adding another $10 to $15 million onto next year's cap to get it done. But again, same thing. They could stretch that out, add some dummy years on there. There's ways to work around that, but they've already got $22 million, on the cap for next year for him.
Yeah.
So it's a
now, let me ask you this though.
Let
me say this though. Now Justin Jefferson is represented by Todd France and Ben Renson. Those are his two agents right there, and CeeDee is represented by Jimmy Sexton. But both of those guys, and Tory Dandy, both of those guys used to work with CAA Sports. So I don't think that they have the same. Yeah. They both used to work for CAA, and I think Todd France, even though he's separated from CAA, they do still keep that open line of communication. So they may not have the same reps, but they had that. I hear that Todd France name and Justin Jefferson. Todd France, man, I just need to go work for him for like a summer or something, because he know how to negotiate a deal. No.
I need him working my deals for me too. Let's work on that.
Yeah, heck yeah. Because don't he represent Pat Mahomes too, or someone else? Could be.
Man,
let me look up Pat
I don't
Mahomes.
want to lie to you there.
Go ahead.
I don't want to lie to you. Yeah, I focus on my Cowboys. I don't focus on anybody else. But I don't think that Zach Martin's going to be back next year. I don't feel like D-Law is going to be back next year. The money's just going to be too tight. I mean, we've talked about this a little bit. The Cowboys are going to have, without any rollovers, $85 to $100 million next year in cap. Once they get CD and Dax extensions done, they're going to have $49 million to then do some things with this year, and then roll over a bunch of it into next year.
What they going to do with Zach Martin then?
I'm sorry?
What they going to do with Zach Martin?
He's either going to go play somewhere else and they'll get a comp pick for him, or he's going to retire. But I don't feel like they're going to extend him. That just the money, unless he's willing to take less money, and I just don't. He asked for more money. I don't see that as an option.
Right.
I don't think they're going to trade him either, because they're going to try to go for it again. But Cooper Beebe, I think, is who's going to slide over into his spot next year, and then they'll be looking for another center in the draft.
Man, you own it, Commish. Man, tell people where they can find and follow your content and your page.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm on YouTube, Commish Gaming and Sports Talk, with the and sign being, or the and being an and sign. And as always, appreciate all the love. You're always killing it, man. And appreciate the support. Love you guys. I'm gonna keep listening.
Most certainly, man. Check out his page, man. You would not like it. You would love it, man. That's the Commish, man. He does a great job. And shout out to Beard Gang. I got from the 214, Darius. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me, man.
Man, it was a few things I did want to get to. I'm gonna try to keep it as quick because I don't want to take up all your time. But the first thing, I'll be honest with you, with all of the guys that we have on 1-year deals,
right?
I don't feel.
Hello.
That can you hear me?
You must be in a tunnel somewhere. Where you at, dog?
Damn, my reception going in and out.
Yeah, in and out, man. Every other word, but I'm trying to fight through it, man. So what you got?
Damn.
But keep going, keep going.
I don't think they gonna re-sign Dak because they don't believe in Dak. I don't think Mike McCarthy gonna get re-signed, and Mike Zimmer may get re-signed. And to that, you say what?
You're gonna have a team with no offense unless you're gonna go and get Ben Johnson from the Detroit Lions, right? Or
Right.
one of those hybrid type of offensive coordinators that's in the league now, or you go all the way back to the guy that's coaching USC. I forgot his name at the tip of my tongue. They kind of high on him.
Yeah, I know talking about.
Yeah. I forgot his name. Oklahoma guy. Since you're gonna have Lamb for the foreseeable future, I think he coached up Lamb, what have you, in college. So I can see. Lincoln's right. What his name is?
Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln. Yeah. I can see them doing that, but I'm on this approach, man, and we may have to put that tomahawk steak up again, bro. And see whether or not Mike McCarthy can get us beyond the divisional round, and they're gonna force their hands to absolutely give Mike McCarthy a contract if he do, right?
Yeah, if he do, the percentage is more likely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say yes or no. It's more likely.
Yeah, more than likely. So I'm optimistic, man. I know it's June, man, June 4th, and we haven't seen nothing out there yet. But I'm optimistic, man, and I just think that this team is going to be better offensively speaking. I think that is going to put more pressure on the Cowboys opposed to Dak Prescott. Because at the end of the day, he's getting $55 million this year, $40 million next season, right? And he'll be able to hit the free market without any constraints. And I think that he's going to rev it up. He's going to be comfortable within the confines of this system going into his second season with Mike McCarthy calling the plays. I think that he's, believe it or not, call me crazy, Darius. It don't matter if not the 49ers. It doesn't matter if the Cowboys don't believe in Dak. As long as Dak believe in Dak and Mike McCarthy believe in Dak, shoot, they may be really cooking this season, bro. You know, it's gonna bite the Cowboys regardless. I think that Dak Prescott is gonna have a better season than what he had last year if he remains healthy.
He just gotta show up when we need him the most. He don't have to just and just is needed. You don't gotta be.
Yeah.
Just show up. Need you. Don't position to where he has to be the end of.
Yeah, dog. The Gila Monsters got you, man. But I appreciate you, Darius, man. See, the Illuminati got you. That's what happened. Appreciate you, Darius.
Okay.
Yeah. But my thoughts is with this. I need to have a campaign shirt. I need to have a campaign shirt and hat and all of this. And it's going to see D-I-J. And you do it in January. Will it be D-I-I-J? Do it in January, you know. Do it in January. Because that's what's going to happen. He's going to be lighting it up during the regular season. And I'm going to have a hat that says, do it in January, you know. But then we had to transfer that hat and say, do it in February because the Super Bowl is in February. But the postseason is in January. And we going to be playing football in January, ladies and gentlemen. And we going to have these hats that say, do it in January. And that's going to be the slogan. Do it in January. Because at this point, I already see this offense being better than what they were last year. And we were one of the top offensive last year's. And you can say number one. No quarterback threw for more touchdowns. No quarterback had better accuracy than Dak Prescott. Shoot. D-I-I-J, right? Put it in the chat, y'all. Do it in January. Come on, man. Yeah. All right, I got 832. You live, man, on the Nation. Talk to me. You're live.
Yo, what's up, Law?
All is well, man. Can't complain. Do it in January.
Man, with these contracts, man, like I'm going in the same order that you going in. Like you said, you got to pay the mortgage first.
Right.
You got to pay Dak. I'm thinking paying Dak. Give him 55. I was looking some things up about Dak, and I didn't know that since he been the lead, only 4 quarterbacks been to the play more playoff games.
Wow, that's a good stat.
Lead. Like that's a great stat, but people want to continue to like knock Dak and knock him down like he just not like top, like right there elite status like when it comes to play and performing. So and for his like production with him being only him, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes throwing 30+ touchdowns in the last 3-4 years.
Right.
But he's still not top 10. That don't make sense to me either. So they just need to stop playing and just give Dak his money. He's the best option. Ain't nothing coming in the draft that's better than him. Ain't nothing out there available that's better than him. So stop playing and just get a man his money. I think 55 is a good number. That'll put him at like 220, and I'll say guarantee about 190 of it. More than what Kirk Cousins got.
Yeah.
So,
if Kirk Cousins can get that contract, coming off of an injury, Dak Prescott is going to get north of that at least, at minimum. You know.
That's why I put his guarantee north of his whole contract. I want his guarantee north of his whole contract and put him at 220. And I think that'll be suffice.
Yep.
Because that'll put him over on.
How many years?
On the quarterback. I'm gonna do 4. That's 4 years. That's 55 a year.
I want to stretch it out. A 5 or 6 year contract, But I know they do the 4 year and they put the 2 voidable years on it, right? 2 voidable years, 5th and the 6th year. So yeah, I see where you're going. It still be
like that.
yeah.
Okay. And then CD, I'm asking Jackson when I was talking in the chat. So with him, I was like, I'll meet you at 105, guaranteed. Justin Jefferson got the 110, give him 105, and I'm only doing that because of the drops.
For the
everything else lined up.
Because all right, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. If you really look at it, CeeDee Lamb versus Jefferson's route running, I think Lamb got him on route, right? When you look at speed wise, I think Lamb's a little bit faster. I think that what Justin Jefferson, what Jefferson got over Lamb are those hands. I think his hands a little bit better than CD. I'll give him hands. But would you saying that Justin Jefferson is a better route runner?
If I was putting it on the scale, I'd give a Lamb 8.5, get Justin Jefferson an 8.
Like we ain't talking about like crazy better. Yeah.
Yeah, not crazy better, but a little better.
Like put it like this. Here's the craziest thing. Jerry Jeudy is a better route runner than both of those two, right? But Jeudy, once he get the ball, like Jeudy is a better route runner than both of those boys. But yards after catch, give me Justin or give me CD. I think once they get the ball in their hands, I think that CD, that's what separates him from Justin and Jerry Jeudy. I think that's what makes him even better. Now, Justin Jefferson, high pointing the ball, that's him. Getting separation at the top of the route, I think he's a little bit more stronger. I think he got better balance, in my opinion, at the top of the route. I give that to Justin Jefferson. But as far as speed, yak ability, and catching in traffic to a degree, you would have to still give Justin Jefferson catching in traffic, but I would give the concentration as far as at the top of the route and getting wiggle and free, you got to give that to CD. It's just that Justin Jefferson, he comes down with the ball when it's in traffic. He comes down with the ball at the top of the route. I think that he got more concentration than my guy, CD. That's where I give him the nod at. But as far as a foot race, man, give me CD, man. As far as yak ability, give me CD, dog. Give me CD, man. But I give it what people are saying.
The 40 said different.
Huh?
The 40 said different. The 40 had Justin Jefferson faster.
Man, I'm thinking that CD.
4.5.
He run 4.5. It just like what did over the course of the years I've seen Terrell Owens get faster. You know, I think that's the same argument that I'm using with my guy CeeDee Lamb. Yes, he didn't run a fast 40. You get what I'm saying? Well, you saw what he did in Miami. Nobody could catch that dude in Miami when they did that deep drag. You know. But I give it what you're saying. I give what the Justin Jefferson fans are saying, right? He can high point the ball. He can come down with the ball in traffic. He's phenomenal at the top of the route. And I think he's a little bit longer than CD, is he?
Yeah, he's a little longer.
He's a little longer, man. So I like both of them. But we ain't talking about like splitting hairs. To me,
that's why I said $5 million. $5 million over 4 years long. That ain't a lot of money.
Let me raise you then. Let me raise you. All right, so what you do with Chase then?
With Chase?
Yeah, now what you do with Chase? Now what you do with Jamar Chase? You know?
Ooh,
see? You see how hard it is?
I'm with Chase. I'm giving him either the same as Lamb or a little more. And that's because of durability. Lamb is a little more durable than him. So Lamb ain't missed no time like he's had. So even though he's a little stronger, more physical, faster and all that or whatever, but you got to factor in him missing that time.
Yeah.
So that counts. Because I'll put that on the table if I was Lamb. I'm always available.
Uh-huh. See, man, it's difficult, man. These boys,
it's difficult.
That's
why I didn't put it so far off. Like, you divide $5 million for a year, that's not a lot of money.
It's not a lot.
If you guarantee him 105 and Justin Jefferson get 110, I wouldn't be mad at that if I was Justin Jefferson. I'm just saying me. I wouldn't be mad at that.
But see, here's the other part of it, and which is very difficult to explain. Tyreek Hill sees this stuff, and he want to meet at the table again. and he wanted to renegotiate his contract. So how do you add Tyreek Hill into that mix? Because now this is where the Cowboys messing up at. Because now if they wait a little bit too longer, if Tyreek Hill numbers comes in and they want to beat him and give him 100 and let's say 11 million and give him a higher APY, now we talking about look at this older man getting his money, and that's what he want. And Tyreek Hill, he ain't going down without a fight because he got another kid on the way.
All Miami, I wouldn't do that because of age, and his injuries are starting to pile up. Like I said, that'd be the difference between the money. Like I said, the same thing with Chase. It's the time, and then his age. Like he missed the games he missed because the games he missed was crucial to them. It took them out of first place. The games he missed took them out of first place, and they would have loved to have first place. Everybody going to Florida. But that took them out of first place, the games he missed.
The game he missed.
And like I say, the age.
Man, it's going to be crazy.
So, like, he kind of open. It's going to be crazy, but, like, if I were my man, I actually put him, I put him under CeeDee.
So give me your top 5 wide receivers right now.
Because I'm looking at the upside. I'm looking at the upside of CeeDee. It's going to be like that Julio and Dez Bryant conversation.
Okay.
That's how I'm looking at that. That's how I'm looking at CeeDee and Justin Jefferson. That's how I'm seeing
who did you had valued as a better wide receiver, Julio or Dez?
You said draft value?
No. During that time frame, who did you had as a better wide receiver?
I had Dez.
Okay. I see where you're going. I see where you're going.
I had Dez based off Yak and touchdown production.
Yeah, because Julio couldn't find the end zone.
Production very high.
Yeah.
He couldn't find the end zone.
Couldn't find the end zone.
I value touchdown production a whole lot because he got more touchdowns than some of the people's favorite receivers that's on YouTube right now.
True. So give me your top 5 wide receivers right now, dog.
In his mouth.
Give me your top 5. Your top 5 right now. Yeah.
Top 5 right now. I got Justin Jefferson. Not in no particular order. You want me to particular order?
You got to put the order in there so I can see where you're coming from.
Okay. I got Justin Jefferson. I still got Devontae Adams.
Boy, you thinking. Whoa, I put you in the hot seat. CeeDee, Chase.
And
Hill. You got to put
Hill.
Hill. You got to put Hill in there.
Yeah.
You got to put Hill in there. That's your 5. And I guess 6 would be AJ, right? And so far. Man, it's a good call from you, Jeremy. Man, appreciate you calling in, bro.
All right, thank you. Great show, bro.
Appreciate you, man. I can't argue that. And man, Devontae Adams got to get out of that hellhole. Oh my gosh, he got to get out of that hellhole in Raiders land. Now here's my thing: if Justin Jefferson fall off the face of the earth this season, don't y'all be talking about, hey, you know why they paid that man. Just understand that they don't have who's Minnesota quarterback, by the way? Because I don't think they got a quarterback. Who's Minnesota's quarterback? Because Adams, to me, Adams played pretty good without, Aaron Rodgers or what have you. But he was like, hey, who's Minnesota quarterback? And I don't want to hear it. If Justin Jefferson continue to put up those same numbers, I'm going to be like, hey, man, y'all was right, man. That dude, he's him, Kelvin says it's Sam Darnold. Oh, my goodness. Now, I don't want to hear the excuses. When Lamb put up these unbelievable numbers, I don't want to hear y'all say, hey, man, Justin Jefferson, is the quarterback. Because at this point, y'all look, the craziest thing about it, Dak is trash. Dak is trash. Dak suck. Lamb trash. Lamb suck. But now all of a sudden people see that this boy is far from trash. Hey, that's crazy. Ain't that right from the 201? That's crazy, huh? You know, I don't want to see them backpedaling. You get what I'm saying from the 201?
Listen.
Talk to him, man.
Listen, man. You get paid that amount of money, it shouldn't matter who your quarterback is.
Yeah, ask T.O. Yeah, ask
It
T.O.
shouldn't matter who your quarterback is. When you get paid, you got to produce. I don't care who your quarterback is. You got to be that guy. If you can't say Justin Jefferson's top 5,
right?
When you get a trash quarterback, he fall off the face of the earth, Lord. You ain't top 5, then.
Right. He better look. He better
There's
produce
no
the
way.
same, just
You
like
better
T.O.
produce.
had Tim Rattay or somebody Garcia.
Thank
You know.
CeeDee had some trash quarterbacks, and he still, you know.
And every 100 grand. Every time I bring that up, people dismiss that. Like CeeDee would have literally had 1,000 yards his rookie year if Dak Prescott finished out that season. But we had Benjamin DiNucci, yeah, Gilbert's Grapes. We had all of those boys throwing. Andy Dalton, come on, man.
Come on.
Yeah.
It should not matter. It should not matter. You get paid that money, you need to be top. If it's the quarterbacks, man, they got to produce with nobody. Then the wide receivers got to produce with nobody. See what I'm saying? Like, you can't have it one way and then the other way is no. If you gonna keep a standard, man.
Yeah.
You gonna keep a standard, keep a standard.
So
I
hear me
don't
out.
care.
Hear me out. So when Jalen Hurts throw all of those INTs, I'm gonna be like, no. Then look, don't y'all moonwalk back now. You know when we know where the ball's going.
Don't moonwalk back. Don't moonwalk back now. Listen. Everybody not saying, well, Jalen Hurts is being carried. Jalen Hurts, they all say how great he is. If he don't win it with these people, if he falls apart, if they have a 5-game losing streak like they did last year with these people, we can't say Jalen Hurts is up here. Jalen Hurts might need to be moved. Let's keep it real, Lord. They would have did that at Cowboys, wouldn't they? We gave Dak Prescott everybody. He can't get the job done. Jalen Hurts and all that. And Brunson, I heard you yesterday talking about us, man. I was watching the stream. Listen, me tell you something. Brunson, you talk about how y'all wouldn't put up with mediocrity. Y'all wouldn't put up with Dak Prescott not getting it done. Going to the Super Bowl ain't getting it done.
True.
If Jalen Hurts don't get it done, and I mean win, I want to hear you say, I don't know, he might need to go. Don't go back on your words, Brunson. Don't go back on your words, bro. You said you wouldn't. He said, I wouldn't put up with Dak Prescott not getting it done, not putting in that. I wouldn't put up. We don't do that in Philly. We like winners over here in Philly. What has Jalen Hurts won? You got to the Super Bowl and you lost.
Hey. It's going to be good.
And Law, they love how to mention how we got beat by the Packers. But they don't even talk about how they got waxed by Tampa Bay. Talk about that, Law. That's like that never happened.
They don't ever talk about that. The 3-letter, the 4-letter don't even mention that. And they're like it was like a close game. They lost by a field goal or they lost by a block punt. You know.
They got beat down just like we got beat down, but we the only team that got, man, I don't know if we're going to come back, man. Green Bay wearing rough shot. What about the Eagles? What happened? You lost to Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Who's better, Jordan Love or Baker Mayfield? Let me know something.
Hey, man, let these people say it, man. Come on with it.
You see, they just sweep that under the rug, Eagles Nation. Sweep like that never happened. You got knocked out the first round, too.
Man, we the only team that lost in the first round, man. We the only team. Well, we the only home team, I guess. You know.
After going to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
you come back and get swept by Baker Mayfield. Then you lose 2 coordinators. Who's on the hot seat? The Eagles or the Cowboys? Come on, Lord, Larry, come on now. Even your coach is on the hot seat. But y'all talk about it like y'all good and y'all great over there.
Man. Just one bad after the other is what Verdi says. Yeah.
Come on, man. Stop the cap over here, man. Stop the cap. Brunson, stop the cap. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? Stop it.
Stop the cap.
But Lord, you know, shout out to Boss Cowboy. We had a conversation last night.
I heard a piece of it, man. What did you took away from what y'all had to say yesterday or last night?
How the Cowboys are milking this thing for the revenue.
Okay.
And they gonna pay those boys.
Okay, yeah, I remember what you said.
They just milking it for the revenue because think about it, man. Think about it. They said they made $250 million off of Dak Prescott rookie year, just the media talking about it. Right. How much money do you think Dak Prescott made them over his time in Dallas?
Close to $1 billion, yeah, or that, you know, yeah.
So do you think they gonna let that cash cow just walk out the door?
No,
the Joneses we talking about, Law. Do you think they just gonna let that walk out the door? And the same thing with CeeDee. You think they going not pay at 88? This ain't Dez Bryant. He on the tail end of his career. No, this is rookie CeeDee.
Yeah, homegrown guy.
And then, if they made that much money off of Dak Prescott, how much money you think they making off of Parsons, Law? Why do you think, they not saying nothing about the podcast? Because the podcast is making the Joneses money.
Yeah, when you mention it that way,
They gonna pay all these boys.
Wow.
They just waiting. You know they like to wait anyway. They like to wait anyway until before the season starts to pay these boys anyway. The only person that might get paid like right now is CeeDee. But Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons got another year. They gonna pay these boys. They just stretching it out because the more you talk about them, the more they get paid. They got paid off of being talked about in the media.
Man,
so why wouldn't you let it go long? Keep on to every day. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Man,
They getting paid.
you on the money with it, bro. Yeah, I didn't think of it that way.
So it's just us that's, oh, man, you know, this guy, that guy. Man, look, the Joneses know what they doing.
So,
they know exactly
what wager you want to put up that all three of these guys going to get paid before August? What you want to put up?
I wouldn't say all three of them get paid before August. I'm not, Law,
I'm trying to get that money back, man. I'm trying to get that money back. I'm trying to get paid around this mug, man. So what wager you trying to put up, man?
I'm not gonna bail you out.
Come on, keep the energy, man. You said
you rolling with your Rangers. I'm not gonna give up that money. I'm not going to get that money back. I ain't stupid. Come on, Bama. You dealing with a smart man over here, brother. I'm not giving you that money back. You see what's going on.
I'm trying to get paid over here, man.
Floundering, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait for that cash app. Yeah, and I can't wait for it. I got to wait a couple more months because your Rangers ain't going to make the playoffs. So as soon as October comes, I can't wait for my cash app to ring off.
Man,
you know
get shout out to the Rangers, man, and shout out to the Stars, man. Although they out of it, but you know, I just need for the Mavs to do me a huge favor and knock Boston up out of there, and everything will be forgiven.
I want that to happen too.
Yeah.
Not because I rock with the Mavs. It's because listen. Over here, we don't like the Boston Red Sox law. So everything in Boston needs to go, okay? Yankees and the Boston Red Sox, that's a big rivalry law. Even though the Boston Red Sox is trash and they ain't in the playoff hunt either, I don't like nothing Boston. We don't like nothing Boston over here.
The Boston Celtics, yeah.
I'm saying we don't like nothing Boston over here.
Oh, you putting all in Boston, okay, yeah.
We don't like nothing Boston over here. So come on, let's go, man. Take it home. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
We don't like nothing Boston over here. Get him out of here.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you so much for calling in, man. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, my boy, you already know, man. Go Yankees.
Damn. All right, bro. Salute, man. All right, man. I got the 804. You are in the mix, man. Talk to me, man.
What up, How you doing, bro?
Man, all is well. Can't complain, bro. Talk to me. I'm going to let you be the last one, man. I seen you jump in here. And I know we got like 8 other people in here, but I'll let you be the last one. Talk to me, man.
All right, so I'm just trying to figure out why everybody's saying these guys can't get paid. We can pay all 3 of these guys, man. We got a lot of cap space opening up.
All right, so what wager you got then? What wager you got on the line, man? What you want to put down?
Look, take care of Dak. Take care of CeeDee. Take care of Micah next season.
Oh, Micah next season. Just play the Micah thing out.
Yeah.
Next season.
Let him play on the 5th year, but take care of him when his time comes. Because like, you got to have money opening up in 25, 26, and 27.
True. So what kind of contract are you looking to give CeeDee? Kind of like what Jeremy said, 105 guarantee, 4-year deal?
105, 107 in that range, yeah.
Okay. Is he better than Justin Jefferson or not?
I ain't got him better than Justin. I got him right. He right there with him though. They right there, like just like this stat said. He right there together, and then Chase right behind him.
Okay, so with that notion there, I can see that working its way out. Whereas you give him 105, right, and then Jamar comes right on in, and he get the 107, 108 ish number for his guarantees, and all 3 wide receivers will be happy. You know.
So in 25, we got 65 million opening up.
Okay.
26 right now, nothing changes. Is 181 that's going to be there.
What you do with Dak contract though from the 804? What are you doing with that money?
You got to spread that out.
4-year, 5-year contract.
I do 4-year, 5-year, and then like the other caller said, like 55 to 60 million in that range. I like that 220 number he said though.
The 220.
190 guaranteed.
Okay. Damn. And then put some voidable years on the end of it, so it's going to be like overall a 5 or 6 year contract, but 4 years solid. That's real money. I can see that. And what you do with Trey Lance and all of that, that's just a clickbait type of thing, fabricated.
I think, man, I like you said before, I think this is going to be a showcase preseason for him.
Right.
Let's see what they can do with him. Let's see if somebody wants him, if somebody get hurt, go down early, see what you can get for him. He's still paying Cooper too.
Yeah, Cooper. We are the highest paid quarterback room in the National Football League. As far as cap space. Yeah, the money got to go somewhere, man.
One of them got to go.
Hey. So for right now, man, I'm just looking at how the media tends to showcase and spotlight Trey Lance. They putting him in a lot of pictures and stuff like that, and they talking that he's going to get the bulk of the reps. So I can see that they are banking on him being the quarterback QB too.
Trey not gonna, Dak not gonna be out there in preseason, man. You're not gonna see him until the game starts for real. You're not gonna see him.
Not gonna see him at all, man. You right on that.
Not in the preseason. You're not gonna see that, man.
Yep. Man, I appreciate you for calling in, fam. Thank you, man. What's your name so I can lock you in?
Myron, man.
Myron, appreciate you, Myron, man. You have a good one, man, and you have a good one,
bro. Bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah, good call from him. Appreciate everybody who called in. Thank those who tried to call in but couldn't get in. The Cowboys, man. Cowboys make the world go round, Kevin. You're right. Appreciate you, man. I don't know what happened to my YouTube chatters, man. If you on the YouTube app and if you're putting something in the comment box, put a 1 in there. Let me know if you guys can, if the comments are showing. If not, then there's just something wrong with the Restream app altogether. Also, Cowboy Nation, I just wanted to tell y'all, man, Appreciate all of the support. Thank y'all for what y'all do for the nation. It goes a long way, not a short way. I seen you guys commenting. It's just not coming over on that app. Appreciate y'all for your love and your support and your love and adulations all the way. It is what it is, Cowboy Nation. It is what it is. I guess it's something with the YouTube sides of things. But I've seen my Facebook grooves, man. Appreciate y'all so much for your support. Thank all of you guys for your love and adulations, man. It was very, very, very much so sad moment yesterday with the Larry Allen. For those who just not tuning in, let's give another moment of silence for Larry Allen. Appreciate you. Shout out to you, Chris. Shout out to you, Verdi. Thank all of you guys, man. Let me see 7-3 in the chat on our way out. There was some audio that I was going to play from Spears, but I done overwent my time here. Be sure to check out our sponsors. The information is in the chat description box. Shout out to Mandu. Appreciate them for this episode. They are presenting sponsors for this particular video. Thank those who hit that share button. Thank those who subscribe to this channel. There'll be more and more content throughout the day. Boy, we was like a marathon show. I noticed about 2-3 hours we've been live. Shout out to you, Def King. It's working over there for the Kick app, so shout out to them. The good news is the Cowboys' Micah Parsons showed up to practice today, mandatory camp. Lamb is holding out. Let's not sully and denigrate him for fighting for his money. Bosa did it, right? And they embraced him. You see, fan base, we supposed to be like that knot on a rope. We supposed to be able to, when the opposing forces pull upon us, we get tighter. We get closer. We don't break apart easily. That's where we supposed to be. So don't fold up like wallets nor lawn chairs, because the opposition will pull upon you. They will rip you down and shred you apart. But during the off season, during this time frame, when there's no win, lose, or draws, this is when we get closer as a unit. Come on, Cowboy Nation, y'all understand what I'm saying. So let's not fight amongst ourselves. Let's grow within the community. Let's do this. You see, when it's negativity, it's easy for those to say Parsons is not a leader. Well, he's there now, so what is he? But Lamb is not there, so what is he? At the end of the day, they are Cowboy players fighting to win. There's a game within the game. And that's right, Cowboy Nation. There's a battle within the battle. The mind, the opportunity, the confident level, the instructions that Mike McCarthy got his back against the wall. Zim got his back against the wall. None of these boys got contracts for the 2025 season. So it's mildew or barbecue around this thing. Ain't this right, Kevin? It's mildew or barbecue. So if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawny and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan, to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Damn.
Let's go.
Damn.
We out.
Give me nothing.
Yeah, baby. Hey, oh. Run it up, man. Final word tonight, I believe. You know, we don't stop no work over here. We give y'all unbelievable time, baby. So final word tonight. Let's go. Let's get it.
Ready? I've been really in the run from it. Destiny arrives all the city. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Come on.
Count that too, count it up. Count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change to the safe, got blues inside.
Shout out to the Italian, the Stallion, Cowboy, baby. Appreciate you. Shout out to you, Sanjay, Marcus Wynn, Swayze, Adam Garcia, appreciate you. Chris, Larry, appreciate you. Kelvin, Vincent Edwards. Hey.
I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it.
Not feeling it, baby.
For the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer.
Call it too legit, baby.
I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal.
Come on.
Rookie season, and I heard you call him the baddest guy you ever played with. How do you remember him, Swagoo, as a teammate?
One, just a big brother. Big LA is what we called him, man. And he was indoctrinating in many ways when I came into the league, not only on the football field, but even off. And listen, if you ever talk to anybody, LA was a man of very few words, but his impact would resonate throughout the locker room. You would know how serious he was about his business. And to start talking about his career, I think, and I'm biased, but I think he's the greatest offensive lineman to ever play in the NFL because of the position multiplicity that he showed and in which the level in which he played offensive tackle and offensive guard and was able to just plug and play him on either side of the offensive line, and you didn't have to worry about that position or that particular D lineman over there dominating. So I think he's the greatest offensive lineman to ever play, but more importantly, just a great dude, man. And when I heard the news today, all I could think about was my rookie year walking in the locker room, and everyone knows the stories of Larry Allen with the bench press at the Pro Bowl and all of those things. But when you actually walk into a locker room with a bunch of grown men coming out of college and you this hot shot, he was the model to look at and say, if I could even have half the career, I could have a successful time while I'm in the NFL.
And you. What we tell him? Don't let the street lights hit you. Come on, baby. Sounds of soft souls and hits and oldies. I'm the all. Thank you. I follow. Put 73 in the chat. 73 in the chat. Whatever you do. Yo. Shout out to you, Rel. And another one. All right.
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. They have all the assets and resources that we
we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
All right. Let the street lights hit you.
I won't make some more help.
Play it too. I follow. Wherever you go. Be safe. Shout out to Sadiq. Appreciate you. Big Benny. Let's get it. Come on, choir.
If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
God sees in
Fly
you,
on.
but you don't see in yourself. And that's why he chose you to break generation cycles. And he about to open doors for you that no man can shut. That no man can shut. Because he wants them to be a witness for what he about to do. Woo! My God. He wants them to be a witness for what he about to do. So keep faith. Keep faith. And don't worry about if God gonna do it. Because it's already done. It's already done. You are favored. Victory's upon you. I need y'all to receive this message. Big dog.
Let me crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
See, when you invest in something and you hustle and you work for something, you got a different type of attachment to it. You're going to have a cold day in hell for somebody to try to take this from you. We live by this, we die by this. We don't surrender, we don't retreat. Every man must search his own soul. I listen to that quote every morning.
I want to get mine out the mud. I want mine out the dirt. I don't want no handouts. I don't want no celebrity to co-sign me and somebody to see me in the street and say, I remember when such and such put you on. No.
It may sound harsh, but I'm going to beat myself up so the world can't beat me up. Because the world is a cruel place. It can be a beautiful place if you allow it to be. Once your perspective changes, that's when miracles happen. What else I got to conquer so I can get to the next level? What else? There's always going to be giants at the gate. If it ain't rough, it ain't us. Let's go. So it ain't like, why me? It's like, why not me? Let's do it. The flowers don't chase the bees. The flowers just
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night.
Are you not
I gave everything I had. I gave everything I had.
Nobody, they can come closer than close. Yeah. Original, they never will be. Sacrifice. Nobody, baby. Nobody. And who can do it like me?
It's an evil world we live in.
Who can give you what you need? Nobody. Who can do you all
Oh, you thought it was over with. Yeah. No, it's not. Where you at, Monte? Bring them on down.
We answered, I talked stuff, I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team, and I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight they did?
Let's go Birds, fly Eagles, fly. Still Super Bowl chance for now.
We about, baby.
Please come home. I got beans and bologna.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
We about one love. Peace.